This is the Young Blood Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 9. This has been a long time in the making. Not really. It's really only been about a week since I've started making episode 9. But that's okay. Today we have a special episode for you guys. We have really upped our production value on this. We have broken some necks today on getting this shit for you guys. To you, it may seem a little bit easy. But to us, it's really not. Multiple camera angles on a podcast, guys, are really fucking hard. So I really hope you guys enjoy. Today, we've got multiple camera angles. We have a full-on guy. We have a Jamie. We have Camden Sutton today as our Jamie. He's, yeah, his hand's right there. He's taking care of our cameras today. He's doing some angles and tips, tricks, and mixing our audio. So thank him for that. He's doing an awesome job. And our guest today, guys, for episode 8, we have made it here. Actually, no, I'm sorry, episode 9. Excuse me. We have made it here to episode 9, and that's even better. That's great, guys. I'm starting to lose count of the episodes. That's a good sign. It's a great sign. Our guest today on episode number 9, ladies and gentlemen, is Kelsey motherfucking Keck. Kelsey motherfucking Keck, how are you doing today, buddy?
Fantastic, sir. Thank you for having me.
You're very, very welcome.
Appreciate it.
What do you do for work, Kelsey? Kind of introduce yourself a little bit. Tell me what you do.
I spend a lot of my time at the good old Ruth Steakhouse in downtown Boise. I've worked front of house there for about 3 years now.
So go ahead and do me a favor. Why don't you keep that mic about a baseball's distance away from your face? Talk into it like you mean it.
A little bit better?
No, like you mean it. Yeah, don't be afraid to make out with that thing. I make sure to disinfect these coronavirus.
Uh-huh.
No, I do. So talk into it like you mean it. Again, baseball distance away from your face, and
yes,
it's
sir.
perfect. Awesome. Tell me what you do, Kelsey.
I'm a server assistant. I started out there, and it's a good spot. The crew's awesome. Management's great. Take care of me.
Is your management still working with all this going on? Do you know if they're still making their salary, or are they off?
They just got furloughed recently, but we're all in a group chat. We keep up to date with everyone, you know.
Find a lighter, Timmy.
I don't know where that is.
Sorry, guys, we're trying to find a lighter. Technical difficulties. So actually, I recently learned what furlough was, and the funny thing is, what furlough is it's pay. You want to explain in your words what furlough is to me, real quick?
To be honest, I don't really understand it fully because I'm in a specific situation myself, but I believe they get cut off at a certain point, people that make salary, and from that point on, I believe they make an increased unemployment payment, but I could be wrong. I really don't know much on the whole situation.
I'm not really in a job position where I can get furlough, so I never really had to be educated on it in any way. So you're obviously not getting furlough. You're on unemployment, right?
Yes, sir. Straight up unemployment, but we're getting taken care of.
How much do you make a week on unemployment, if I can ask?
It varies from person to person. It's percentage of your yearly gross. But let's just say I make about half of what I'd normally make per week right now. With that new CARES Act that just went through, assuming that $600 a week increase actually applies, it will essentially make my time on unemployment very enjoyable, you know? Just get to hang out, do stuff like this, just have a good time. And
I mean, it's kind of hard to
still
enjoy.
pay the bills.
It's kind of hard to enjoy when you can't fucking go to the bars. You can't go out. You can't really.
It's a little worse, but in my mind, put up with the boredom and get the reward, at least with my situation. That's obviously people with families, people that aren't just on their own, have a whole different thing going on.
Yeah, like me, dude, I'm not on unemployment.
No?
No. I'm still working. I'm doing. So I own my own company, as you know, and like I'm still working, dude. Like I'm considered essential. I have to go to work every day.
Yep.
I don't get hazard pay because I literally have to go into people's houses and stuff. So I should be getting hazard pay, and especially like I have to take extra precautions just to have the ability and like just to feel secure going into somebody's house.
Yeah,
I have to fucking. For the first day, I'll wear a full on like hazmat setup, damn near, gloves, full sweater over my face, mask, like my respirator, not just a mask, a full on heavy duty chemical respirator.
Yep.
Until I get to know the people a little bit, and then I get to like really see that they don't have any possible symptoms, You know,
spend some time.
Dude, because if they have any fucking possible symptoms, dude, then that's when I'm really gonna start asking for hazard pay and shit, and being like, you know, I can do your floor for you, because like the company I'm working through right now, I'm doing emergency restorations. I'm not doing like remodels, so it's not people that are like fixing their shit because they're choosing to.
They need it.
Yeah, because their fucking toilet flooded, or some asshole plumber didn't install the John ring right, and it caused a slow leak and ruined an entire floor that got done. So they have to, now they're out of bathroom during quarantine, which fucking sucks. Think about it, like, I'm stuck at home all the time in quarantine. You're stuck at home all the time in quarantine. Everybody's always stuck at home in fucking quarantine. That being said, having one of your bathrooms out of commission during that, fuck that, dude. Like, for real.
Once again, I'm in a great position. I have a whole downstairs of the house by myself, you know. It's just being roommate upstairs and bathrooms on both floors, so it's pretty smooth sailings for me. But I'm blessed to be in the role that I'm in.
How many roommates do you have?
I have 3 currently, but one is staying out of the house with his girlfriend for the time being.
I mean, everybody, it's so funny. I've seen all these posts on Instagram and fucking Facebook everywhere. All these people are all like, quarantine life, and they're doing all the same posts they always do, you know, all the fucking hype. And I saw some chick the other day on Instagram, and she was at Camel's Back Park, like we've all been at, doing all these fucking hikes and runs and shit, and congregating in a public place like we shouldn't be fucking doing, but we're all doing it.
Hundreds of people.
Yeah, everybody's doing it, especially in fucking Idaho. Like, everybody is constantly fucking doing it, whatever. But it was really funny. Like, I saw this chick, like, post the same old picture where she's like, quarantine picnics always hit better, or like something about a picnic in quarantine hits right. Some stupid
just
fucking...
some flaunting that she's out during quarantine.
Yeah, you know, just...
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, who fucking cares? Like, you know, like, if you're gonna sit in the picnic, don't talk about quarantine.
I play my role. I Snapchat and stuff when I'm out and about, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, look, I'm defying the rules, you know.
Yeah, like, she's literally sitting in a fucking park saying...
I'm doing this because I want to be an asshole.
Yeah, well... It's one thing to get out, you know, I get that, but don't sit there and say quarantine in a park, bitch. You're not quarantining, you're in a fucking park. Shut the fuck up, we know it's quarantine. Hey, you can say, I decided to defy quarantine today and get a picnic in the park. I needed to get out. We know that's what you're doing. It's okay.
At the end of the day, we all take our own risks.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I just
you gotta do what you gotta do.
I just thought it was kind of funny, the whole persona behind quarantine picnic. I'm like, bitch, it's a picnic. It's not a quarantine picnic.
Starting a trend.
It's not a quarantine picnic. It's just a fucking picnic. You're a quarantine picnic if you're sitting in your fucking living room locked inside with a picnic basket and a blanket. That's a fucking quarantine picnic.
That sounds pretty great, actually, you know.
Yeah, but that's a quarantine
Netflix
blanket. Not sitting at Camel's Back Park with 30 fucking people around playing sports in the sun. That's not a quarantine picnic. Right? Like, I'm not being an asshole, am I?
Sorry about that.
Just don't cough it in the mic. If you cough, just kit.
For sure. I'm new to all this, you know. It's my first time.
Oh, man, I appreciate you coming on. Like I said, it's really fucking rad to have Camden here, because you have no idea. I spent 3 fucking hours in tutorials last night and all this kind of shit, and trying to figure out how to do this in post-production, and it's fine. Doing this in post-production isn't something that's hard if you have all the same cameras. If you have 5 of this nice, beautiful fucking Canon recording gear.
Got the startup
and
kit.
you have... Yeah, if you have the fucking
kit.
podcast starter kit 2.0 that costs you $6 fucking grand, I don't got that.
Yeah.
You know, I have...
Gotta work with what we got there.
Yeah, I got some 1080p webcams. I already made my starter kit investment, and I did that on the audio gear.
Yeah. Took a couple hours, but hey, it's rolling.
This is also, needless to say, this is the first podcast with multi-cameras. I've had one podcast that had like I have one angle that has fucking one camera and another camera, and it has 2 angles per podcast in it, you know, versus having 3 different cameras, 3 different angles, and switching and live edit. You know, I give fucking Jamie from Joe Rogan's podcast props, dude. No wonder he's on Joe Rogan's podcast. That motherfucker went to school for years doing what he did, man. Like,
it's kind of cool to see this whole process. You know, I've watched a lot of YouTubers and blah 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 like blow up from nothing, and it's cool to see them progress.
Because you know what, dude, they didn't blow up from nothing. This is work. This is like, I have a full-time job, and if I have like days where I have to go to work, like I can only do this on like days off, on when I have free time, when I have a full day of energy, like especially with all the writing I do and all the research I do. Like, I try to write every day, man. Like, I fucking, every night I try to write for a little bit in the morning and a little bit at night. I haven't hit it yet. Smoking our fucking tobacco here. We're in Idaho. You know, we don't smoke the wacky tobacco here. You know, gotta be safe.
Of course.
Shut the fuck up.
Of course.
So we had some time to look up this lady. I don't know if you had any time to look at this, Kelsey. But her name was...
I'm going in blind.
What was her name, Camden, while I have you here? I've got Mr. Jamie on the cause. But anyways, Mr. Camden's looking up for me. There is this lady, I guess, who started this fucking big... Katie Brooks. Katie Brooks is what it was. So Katie Brooks started this movement to stay outside. Is that am I right? Movement Idaho mother of 4. Here's the headline. Movement Idaho mother of 4 is arrested for using closed playgrounds, sparking mass anti-lockdown protest. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is wrong with you? Sarah Brady, 40, was arrested on misdemeanor trespassing charge for being on an enclosed playground in Meridian, Idaho. Playground area of Clean Air Park was closed to help stop the spread of coronavirus. Obvious fucking lady. Okay? Let's see what else is
See, the crazy thing is, I was biking on the Greenbelt just the other day, and I saw about 12 people just working out on these gym benches that are right there.
It says she was arrested. She was arrested, and was she cited, or was she just arrested? Or was she just cited?
I mean, I'd assume there'd be some kind of ticket.
I'm asking for an answer.
She was led away in front of her children after challenging an officer to
so she was kindly warned.
Okay.
Kindly,
That makes
probably,
more sense,
hey,
you know.
ma'am, you really shouldn't be fucking doing that. I'm gonna fucking Karen your ass. Okay.
Police said Brady was repeatedly asked to leave the area, but refused to comply.
Yeah, she fucked up.
So you can tell she's one of those people that I'm gonna stand my ground. I got this.
Oh my god, lady, are you an anti-vax or something? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? My kids will be fine. I feed them broccoli. No, bitch, they fucking won't. You're gonna be super pissed when not them. Maybe they don't get the coronavirus. But hey, Grandma, want to say hi to little Timmy? And then your fucking grandma dies.
Yeah,
like,
it's really just more
man.
of a selfish thing.
Yeah, dude,
at the end of
fuck
the day.
you. Fuck you, you ignorant bitch. I'm sorry. Like, that comes back to the guy that I saw. I don't know if I did. I told you about this. The guy at Camel's Back Park that was still using the workout equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And he had his big ass dog off leash. He was on leash, but he had his dog just sitting there fucking guarding him. And he was like 6'8".
I don't know if you told me about that.
Not him, but the dog was like 6'8". Yeah, his dog was just sitting there watching him work out, and then his gorilla of an owner was fucking working out on the closed workout machines with his shirt off. And Brady was later released from jail and joined 100 other people protesting stay-at-home order outside Meridian City Hall. What the God? I'm so disappointed in my
What do you
state.
assume the outcome's gonna be?
I literally, I have never fucking in my entire life heard of something this goddamn stupid. And it's in Idaho. It's not even. Not only is it just in fucking Idaho, it's right down the goddamn street in Meridian, dude.
See, and the thing is, like, they're so much more relaxed right now here, and stuff like that is not gonna. It's not gonna help that. It's not gonna progress. Like there's nothing good that will come out of that.
No, this is just ridiculous. Oh my god, man. I had no idea about this story before this podcast. Jared Kissling actually reached out to me and was like, "Hey, dude, I want to talk about this Katie Brooks bitch." And I was like, "What about her?" Thinking that it was a national trend, not a fucking Boise trend. Oh my god. This is in our backyard, guys. This is happening in our backyard. I had no idea. This was a topic on our podcast today, and I had no fucking idea that this was a... How do you feel about this, Kelsey? I'm disappointed.
You know, I try to mind my own. I try to not speak too many politics. I try not to get in anybody's way. I have my own opinions, but I don't know. People are gonna be people. There's always gonna be defiance no matter what it is. People like to act out. They like to do things they're not allowed to. It's just like when weed was legalized in certain states, it's not that cool anymore to be smoking weed on the corner, you know. It like back in the day, like when you're teenagers, you know, that's the thing to do. Like you're a badass, blah blah blah. At least where I'm from.
It's not cool to do it. It's cool to have the ability to do it. To me, like since I'm 25, if I can go on my back porch and smoke a joint, I'm fucking happy with it.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm 25 now, and it's like you said, it's not cool to do that anymore. It's not cool to do it when it's doing something wrong. Nobody wants to be an asshole. Like you,
It's not, but just back to the roots. It's fun as a human to be defiant. It's just in our nature, you know. Depending on the person, obviously, but
yeah. To me, like it was fun when I was a fucking hoodlum as a kid. I don't know about you, dude. Like I as a kid, I'm 25 now, but 10 years ago when I was 15. I was the biggest piece of shit you ever fucking meet in your entire life, dude. I was a fake piece of shit though. Like, you know, I'd be around parents and I'd be like the perfect fucking kid. You know, nobody would ever know. Nobody would ever know. But little did anybody know that I'd be walking around with fucking 15 homies tagging shit up, fucking getting in fights, like doing all this stupid ass shit that kids in California do.
Yeah.
You know.
What part of California are you from?
Burbank.
It's actually surprising. I've known you for a long time. I don't know too many like details about you. You know?
Oh yeah, you've known me now for just over a year to about 2 years.
Probably about 2 years.
Probably about 2 years. And this is actually one of the, I want to say the shortest relationships I've had with somebody on my podcast. Normally the people I've had on here have all been like 5-year friends, 4-year friends, 3-year friends. You know, there's been at least on YoungBloodPodcast. You know, there's been a few podcasts, like in the first series that I did, which I hope that nobody of you go and watch. That was strictly for practice. That was all. I did that because I was seeing people in Italy. If anybody has actually listened to this, I'm surprised if this is the second time you're hearing it. But yeah, you might have heard it before. They did a series in Italy of people's first 10 days in lockdown. They were trying to express the importance of staying indoors. You know, they were trying to really show, hey, if you fucking do this now, it'll help us out later. And there was this really cool video series that I saw that took place in Italy. That being said, I took it upon myself to copy that, to do that. And that's what created the Young Blood podcast. So originally it was a series that I was just doing for coronavirus awareness that I was doing as my part to help because, you know, I was looking at things online. I was looking at things. I can't fucking sew masks, but I can talk. So at the time I was like, hey, maybe if I start a podcast, I can journal my story. That could help in some way, somehow, to someone.
Yeah.
And that's how I decided to do my part. Anyways, that's how Young Blood Podcast came to be. And Kelsey, back to where we were at, is the for lack of a better way to put it, newest friend of mine on the show. Newest friend of mine.
Glad to be a part of it. It's awesome.
Nonetheless, that doesn't matter to me in any way because, like, I'm trying to get as many different people on this show. It's not about the podcast. It's not about the listeners. Yeah, it is in a way. I want to make it enjoyable for you guys. But this podcast, in all honesty, is for fucking me. Because there's nothing cooler than engaging in conversation with peers in a way that is so structured and put together and just really fucking unique. You know, we would have never had a conversation like this.
I was just thinking that, like, I keep to myself a lot, to be honest. You know, I play video games, sit in my house, do my thing, watch movies, whatever, at work a lot. And I never really have deep conversations unless it's that specific moment. You know, there's a time for everything. But if I see you 20 times and that moment never comes, like, it just hasn't happened yet, you know?
Right.
And this is the moment where I get to know you better. So, that's cool.
It's really cool to me, too, because this isn't a news podcast. So, like, at the end of the day, I don't give a two flying fucks what somebody has to say about it. Like, hey, cool, if you enjoyed listening to it, awesome. I've said it 1,000 times, I listen to podcasts just because I like to listen to somebody fucking talk in the background. You know, it's just nice to have a voice going on, chilling out. You know, it's soothing. It helps people sleep sometimes. You know, or in my case, I get tired of fucking listening to music. You know, I get real tired of listening to music and switching over to a podcast sometimes. It's just really fucking changing pace. And in my last episode with Nathan Doss, episode 8, I gave a list of a lot of the podcasts that I like to listen to, which a lot of them is the main one, obviously, all of you guys know, fucking Joe Rogan. You know, we've all seen Joe Rogan clips, we've all seen that fucking podcast. One thing I do recommend for someone who doesn't want to like listen to his whole podcast, there is a YouTube channel out there that's really fucking cool. It's called like Joe Rogan Motivational Clips or some shit. And it just takes like the really gnarly moments from his podcast where he really just fucking nails it and like just throws it on you. You know, throws some motivational speech at you. There's a YouTube page out there that just has some quotes from him that you should really check out. Kelsey, do you actually like listen to podcasts normally?
You know, I don't often. I have listened to Joe Rogan a couple times.
Well,
you know,
everybody,
but
dude. If everybody
obviously it's
does.
come across someone's feed at some point. But
Shit. Actually, to comment on that, I was watching his podcast with Chris D'Elia the other day, and they were talking about Eminem, and it was a bunch of funny stories exchanged about D'Elia, Eminem, and Rogan, all that shit. And D'Elia just nonchalantly is all like, yeah, you know, talking about Eminem, and then his next comment was like, yeah, I'm sure you've seen his show. And then that resonated with me. You know why? How nonchalantly somebody was just like, yeah, I'm sure Eminem watches the show. Fuck! You know what I mean, dude? Like, fuck! Like, to somebody like me who fucking runs a podcast and gets like 10 video views on the YouTube in the first day, not fucking 10 million. You know, it's crazy to think about running a podcast that someday maybe fucking Joe Rogan or Eminem is just regularly watching. Because that's what
it's good to have goals.
Yeah, that's not necessarily my goal. I'm just saying I'm still gonna probably be doing this in the next 20 years because I just enjoy to do it. It's fun to do in my free time. I find it as a hobby, and if that takes it somewhere, fucking cool. If not, fucking cooler. You know, doesn't bug me none. And in other episodes, like I've said to everybody, I've said before. Now I can't do stand-up right now. This is great fucking stand-up practice. Like, I can't go to a bar and do an open mic right now.
I'd love to see it right here.
How the fuck am I gonna do an open mic? Do you want to hear me? Do you want to hear
Not
my
right
bit?
now, but one day, put it on here. I'll be here.
Well,
now up to the stage, we have Casey Young!
And that was
You
Camden's
never
first
know.
input for the entire show.
You never know.
Thank you, Camden. Thank you. You know, and the only reason Camden would love to come see me is not for the minute chance he might actually laugh at my jokes.
To heckle you the entire
But it's because
show.
the major chance that I might bomb and he'd be there to see it. And he'd be like, ha! The whole fucking time. But that's okay. That's okay. If you ask any comedian out there, they'll say they were terrible when they started. I ain't fucking terrible. I'm so bad. I'm working at it, okay? I'm working at it. I write. I do my best. But one thing I can say is at least I don't say I'm good.
I've never heard it.
Kelsey's like, yeah, I agree with that.
He's like, yeah, you fucking suck. So.
Honestly, it's news to me that you even do comedy. I had no idea. I'm learning so much.
I don't advertise it, man. I write a lot.
Casey's life is a comedy.
My life is a fucking movie.
I mean,
dude.
every time I see this guy, something sticks in my brain. You know, something's
something
worth
weird,
keeping.
gnarly, or crazy comes out of my mouth about what I did the night before, or fucking.
Always a story. Always a new one. You know, no reruns.
No, fuck, man. No reruns. Well, dude, and that's the thing. You've known me for 2 years. Camden's known me for like 8.
Mm-hmm.
It's never slowed down.
I feel like I know Camden for what, 3 years? How long have we known each other? 3 years. Yeah. Lived together for a year.
I know. I can definitely say that there's a lifestyle that I live, and the lifestyle that I live, it's a one kind of way of life, and it's like just fucking. I don't know what the fuck else to put it. Like I can't. There's no word to explain it. There's no fucking.
I don't really
way
take
to
you as
explain
someone that plans things in advance
Fuck no.
too much. You
No,
know?
I had lived life by the day, dude.
Day of.
The day of.
We're
everything
doing
I do.
this.
Oh shit! It's
Yeah.
Tuesday. Fuck. You know, like that's how my life is. It's suddenly it's Tuesday and I've forgotten what I'm doing, and I had a doctor's appointment that day, and then you know it's not always as simple as a doctor's appointment either.
Speaking of, Friday was the first official day. I didn't know what day of the week it was. I woke up, it was about 3 o'clock finally. Like, I woke up at 9 a.m. It's probably about 3 o'clock now, and I just had no idea what day of the week it was. Turns out it was Friday.
So,
And
I officially think that all of my ad revenue is gonna go to Camden to be the new Jamie of this podcast. To the two friends that I have that actually watch the show on fucking YouTube, you guys are gonna be pumped.
Oh, I'm gonna share this with my friends. Don't worry, we'll get some.
So what I
views
do,
for sure.
what I actually, the hardest part about doing the podcast isn't the recording, isn't the production. It's the getting the large format files transferred over to your phone.
Well, let's
Because
figure
think
out
about
a way
it, like,
to
you
do
know,
it.
nobody gives a fuck about podcasts. Nobody gives a shit about YouTube. Everybody gives a fuck about what's on their phone. They all care about Instagram. They all care about Twitter. They all care about Facebook. All that's those little apps in your phone right there. And if they don't see a clip from your podcast on there, they ain't gonna go fucking out of their way and look.
Yeah.
Hell fucking no. But I don't care about that. The podcast is for people who might want to listen. But the hardest part is actually getting these large format video files condensed, transferred over to fucking mobile format, onto my iPhone, onto TikTok, onto Instagram,
So-
getting a 30-second bit. Like,
So I don't really know much about that, but what do you do in order to do that? Like, what is the process?
oh shit, dick, dude. So
If you can break it down quick, you know, not too in depth. I might lose you.
sorry, Camden's over there crying because I burped in the corner.
Oh, it was. Everybody heard it. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I'm laughing because Camden's over there literally wiping tears out of his eyes, trying not to laugh.
Don't worry. Gatsby's walking around. Dude, he walked over here and I just heard his hot breath on the mic.
Oh, dude, he's got hot breath. He's a heavy breather, brother. Okay, so back to answer what you were saying. It's a process because, so the podcast itself, it's a very large format video, and to get it onto YouTube is super easy. YouTube's ready for that. My video editor has a program, or the programming itself literally it saves in YouTube format when you're done.
Okay.
With it. You know, it'll convert it for you. It's ready to fucking go. It's awesome. Also put it in MP4. But getting a large video like this with really high quality audio and really high quality video, because this is still 1080p video with, this isn't a USB microphone. I'm using actual soundboards. I'm using
Oh no,
actual
the
audio
sound here is beautiful. I love this.
yeah,
stuff.
and that's the whole point.
That's
Like
great.
this is a radio show. This is not a fucking YouTube show. This isn't for people on YouTube. I put it on YouTube for people. So don't get me wrong. I'm not a YouTuber. It's not a video show for YouTube. Go fuck yourself, YouTube. Fuck your subscribers. If you want to subscribe, cool, thanks. But anyway, but no, I'm a podcaster. This is a podcast. This is the YoungBloodPodcast. All one word. YoungBloodPodcast. That's how you spell it. And on Instagram, yb.podcast. Super fucking easy, guys. But yeah, I'm a radio show. That's why I spend all my money on my fucking audio gear, not on my cameras. I don't give a fuck about getting my YouTube up. You know, I want this to be on radio. I've got it on Spotify. I've got it on Apple. You know, that's what's important. You know, and we're working on the video part of it.
I just heard he did this about 2-3 days ago.
Because
Never knew.
I'm not super big on blowing up my social media. I've been doing this for a few months now,
Yeah.
at least. Like I've been planning this for about
More
a year.
for like a personal release. And
Yeah,
just
I've been
kinda-
planning this for over a year. Like, I really wanted to make this happen. I've been anticipating it. I've been writing for a long time. I got material. I've been doing all this stuff, working on it.
Mhm.
The initial starting of the podcast, getting the topic of the show, getting a name, that shit was all like in need of getting rolled. You know, like the ball needed to get rolling on that.
Yeah.
Like, it was nowhere to be found. Corona hit. I was sitting at home for fucking hours a day. And I was like, fuck it, dude. And now is better time than any, you know? Like, I'm gonna handle it. Make it happen, dude. And so, I did. And that goes back to the video series that I started with. It was just a 10-day video series that was just fucking about coronavirus, you know, which got boring really fucking quick. You know, and because there was a topic, I was talking about coronavirus, I was covering coronavirus, and I was constantly
Nobody's
fucking
ever heard of
watching
coronavirus.
Yeah, and I was constantly watching the news on coronavirus. You know, and when people started asking me, like, hey, what's your podcast about? And it wasn't YoungBloodPodcast at the time. It was what was going on, what I was doing. You know, it was just, I don't know what the fuck it is. It's a podcast, listen to it. Now it's YoungBloodPodcast. We're not covering shit. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. You know, it's.
And I like this because it makes me kind of think, you know. I'm fine with my idle mind in a general day, but if I'm actually in a situation where I allow myself to open up my brain, like a lot more flows through here, you know.
Well, and we haven't even really hit any topics yet, too. Like, this has just been a genuine flowing conversation.
This is already me talking way more than normal.
Right? But, like we sat down before the show, and we went through a couple things we might have wanted to talk about. And we haven't even really hit any of those topics. Like, we just pretty much, the only one that we hit was the lady from Meridian. Like, that's the only thing that we've literally looked into before the show to talk about. And that's what I've noticed with these shows is people really fucking genuinely respond. You know, they really see that, hey, dude, I'm just having a fucking conversation with you. I'm here to talk. Like, I'm here to have a good time. And it has really good just results, man. Mm-hmm. And I really intend to continue doing this for a long time. And having repeat guests, sure. Like, DeAndre, he's like, dude, when you do your 100th episode, I want to fucking come back. And I'm like, you know, I'm down with it. You know, I love the guy to death, too, but I can say this because I know he doesn't listen to my podcast. I don't want to have him on again.
Do you mind if I watch those sometime?
Bro, why the fuck would I mind, dude? They're public. I post them. I would love if you watched it. The only reason why
I got plenty of time.
Yeah.
I spend like 12 hours a day playing video games.
Yeah, the only reason why I don't want DeAndre to come back on again is because, like, halfway through the show, I brought coronavirus up again. He's just, like, not into doing the show anymore. And I was like, bro, we're still talking about shit, so it's like, it's kind of relevant. Like, it sucks to talk about, but, you know, you talk about what's relevant. And why I loved having him on, though, is because I got to promote his business. I got to have another local company on. I got to learn about his shoe game. Am I still going to have him on again? Yeah. Am I going to talk shit about him? Yeah. He's been one of my best friends for years. Go fuck yourself, DeAndre. I love you, baby.
If you're listening right now.
If you actually listen to this show, because you just want to come on and talk about your business, but I can talk shit about you because I know you ain't gonna hear this. Love you, babe. Anyways, Kelsey.
Yes, sir.
So, one of the topics on my little topic list here. Casey's oh fuck.
I haven't actually.
I guess that's not a topic. That's just Camden writing down Casey's still a bitch. So let me cross that one out here real fast.
Also, is my audio fine? I don't know if it's too loud or not.
So remember that comment I made earlier in the show how I was gonna put all my ad revenue towards Camden? I don't think that's gonna happen now.
If you bring me back, I'll help you get a couple things. This is actually kind of fun. I usually have really bad anxiety. That's why my voice keeps going in and out, because I'm still quite anxious. But it's kind of calming. Like, I like doing this. This is my first time ever, you know. Like,
you know how, like, you wonder why people have headphones on in a podcast sometimes? Or, like, why they're recording.
It's cool.
It's like being on the phone. Like, it's like we're having it.
I feel like I'm in the spotlight, you know. Like,
yeah, you're immersed in the conversation. This is like you're in it. And again, with the soundproofing I brought up in the last episode, that shit's a fucking bitch, dude. I still have to buy. What I'm gonna do is one idea I had is I'm gonna call the Egg Factory. You know that Egg Factory place, the like restaurant that serves like egg and omelets and shit.
I do not, but I want to.
There's a couple places out here called the Egg Factory. Look them up. They make omelets and shit, and they're good.
Okay.
I don't know how they're doing with the corona outbreak. They might be doing delivery and shit. But I was going to call them and be like, hey, you guys get your eggs in bulk? Let me get some of those egg crates. You know, like the cardboard ones?
Yeah.
Because those are soundproofing. They're acoustic. They're super acoustic. And I was going to line the rest of the whole room.
Dude, hit me up. I want to be a part of this. I don't know.
Dude, I mean, yeah. So
I've already got so much free time.
I've spent
Even
hours.
when we go back to work, I have at least 7 hours a day of free time before
full
that.
production into this podcast, brother. Like, this podcast, it's important to me. It means a lot. You know, it's really reciprocated with me. It's really hit good for me. Like, I've learned so much. It's caused me to be more up to date in current events. It's made me be more accountable with the things I say.
No, I had a feeling this was gonna make me realize how much I don't pay attention to what's going on. You know, because we're gonna hit topics that I just can't really speak on because I don't even know. I stay off. I watch the news for one day out of all this.
But dude, that's the thing. This isn't a news podcast. That's the best part.
I know.
That's the best part.
I haven't watched it since because it was so negative. You know, like there's got to be a light to it. Like not everything's all bad. Like there are good things happening because of what's happening. Like
that's true.
In
that
nature,
is a good way to
whatever.
think,
You know, like there's always a brighter side to it. We just focus on the terrible stuff.
No, that's really true, bro. That's a really bright.
Speaking of, cheers.
Yeah, cheers, man. That's a really bright perspective on like this whole situation. It's a brighter perspective than a lot of people are putting on it. It's a brighter perspective than I'm putting on it. One bright perspective I am actually giving it, though, is the fact that, like, I have a full job right now. I'm still working full time, but, you know, I'm not making that much. I'm busting my dick just to kind of get by.
Yeah.
You know, just to say I have a job.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not really happy with what I'm making right now. I'm just kind of, like, squeezing by. And that's why I'm also still taking this podcast kind of seriously, because if I can get some more out of it, like some more revenue out of it than I'm getting, that'd be kind of great.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
but I'm not doing it to make money. I'm hoping that my passion for it will eventually turn into an income.
Yeah, but I mean, upgrades as you go, like that's motivation, you know. Like, take it step by step and see what you can do with it. Starting with the egg crates.
Dude,
You know?
well, not just the egg crates.
Not everything
I
has
got
to
about
cost money.
3 inches of fucking material stacked behind that tapestry behind your head, dog, trying to soundproof that
Hey, tell
fucking
me
busy
about this.
street
It's
behind
wild.
you. It's so ridiculous. But the cool thing is, I'm learning. I think I can get that edited in post-production. But reality is, you really just want to make it to where you don't have to edit anything out. You can get a silent room. You can make it nice and quiet. Let's also talk about, real quick, Traeger grills. I have a Traeger grill. They're phenomenal. I love to cook with them. Traeger grills. It's the pellet smoker I have in my
Gotcha.
That thing I was showing you earlier.
Yeah.
The Traeger grill is fucking great, but dude, I have the first model they ever made, and I now understand why they build like the Traegers with like. Have you seen the pellet smokers? How they have their big dome? They have a little box inside that feeds pellets inside.
Like I said, I spend a lot of time inside. You know,
I'm gonna go ahead and change the subject.
I
What's
don't
your
cook
favorite
at all.
video game?
You know, so I need a woman in my life to do that because I was not taught correctly. I am willing to try though. I am willing to try.
Camden, why don't you do me a favor real quick, bro? Pull that fucking tri-tip out and take a slice of it. It's on the cutting board already in the
Also,
fridge.
back real quick to the nature before the grill. My friend Kateri, actually, she's like a bird enthusiast. And she's been the one person on my Instagram this whole time that hasn't had anything negative, like, because she's all about birds, you know, and the birds are doing great.
That's true.
That's kinda what got me to start
I've
thinking
noticed a
about
lot
it.
of wildlife impact, I guess, has been super awesome. You know, I personally haven't been doing a lot of research on the subject, so like I've just seen a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, I personally haven't been like, holy shit, the fucking tigers. You know, the only tiger research I've been doing has been Joe Exotic.
Exactly. That was some good research right there. That was worth it.
Tiger
That was
research
worth
my
the time.
ass has been looking
you
at
know?
is how much is a tiger cub and where can I get one? Just kidding, animal lovers. I would never buy
You know,
a tiger.
halfway through that,
I would never
thought
buy
that
a
was
tiger.
fake.
I believe it is very wrong to keep tigers in cages. I would never do anything to harm another animal.
Goddamn,
Sorry.
they're cute though.
Goddamn.
Man.
Well, can we just also talk about how every straight man in America is a bag of meth and a tiger cub away from fucking Joe Exotic?
Can we talk about how they did that dude with the teeth dirty? Man, did you hear about that?
How he got fucked over?
I feel the guy, you know. I curb saw myself, broke my teeth real quick.
He's got new teeth now.
That's a crazy story. We'll get into that later. I'm getting new teeth thanks to the government with these checks. Thank you very much.
You know that guy, the guy from Tiger
But,
King's got new chompers now, bro.
Yeah, that guy, he looks great, but I guess they never added that. They're like, yo, here's this meth head that this dude's boyfriend. That's all it is. They did him dirty. That's just my opinion. Though.
Took care of his tigers and took it in the ass for
It's
many
messed up.
years.
I'd be pissed. Because
I
I
guess-
know what it's like to have fucked up teeth,
The
and
thing is-
it's
the
a
thing
real,
is, though,
like it's a huge hit to your like personal
You've never had a
status.
tiger cub. Do you know what you would do for a tiger cub? I don't know what I would do.
I wouldn't do a lot because you know, why would I?
I'm
But
just
they'd
saying,
be cool to have.
I'm just saying, we can say all of these things that I would do or wouldn't do or you would do or you wouldn't do. But nobody really fucking knows what they're going to do until that tiger cub's in their arms, man.
Good luck spending like $2 to $3 grand a month feeding that thing.
Nobody knows.
Oh my god, they just pulled up that picture. It is bad.
Camden
They
just
did
pulled up
that
the
guy so
picture
dirty.
of
So
the guy
dirty.
from Tiger
My god.
King
It did him bad.
with new teeth. He's got some
Dude,
nice
there were
teeth
memes
now.
about him like 1, 2, 3. Like it was so terrible. It was so bad. I'm not even gonna bring it up. But it was.
What happened to
bad.
your teeth,
I feel for
Kelsey?
the guy. Hold on, let me finish this. Give me 30 seconds.
How's that tri-tip, bro?
That's actually pretty fire, even though it's cold. I don't like cold meat, but it's good.
You like warm
good,
meat?
even though it's cold. Oh. I do like some warm meat, you know. Little steam coming off.
Well, so I smoked this in the
Perfection.
Traeger yesterday. The way I cooked it, I put it in at like just slow smoke for quite a while, and took a propane torch and I seared the outside of it for a bit until it hit medium rare. Holy fuck, man!
That's good, man.
It was good.
Feels
all
like
I
I'm
did,
outside
all I
right
did
now.
is I took some salt and pepper and I just rubbed it into that bitch, and that's all it was: salt and pepper and some hickory smoke.
That's
man.
Ruth's Chris way right there.
Salt, pepper, and hickory smoke, baby. That's all
Not
I
the
needed.
hickory smoke, just salt, pepper.
Well,
That's all you
it
need.
wasn't a good steak.
Salt,
It was
pepper,
it wasn't just a
Yeah.
good cut of steak or anything. It was a tri-tip. It was a full-on roast.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have pictures?
It's right there.
Where?
Can't bring
Oh,
that shit
yeah.
over here. I also got some smoked cheese. See that cheese on top
Hold
of
on,
the smoked
hold on.
cheese?
Can we get this on camera?
Yeah,
Is
you
that
can put
possible?
it. You can put it over in front
Here,
of your
let me
camera
see
there,
this.
guy.
Let me see this. Hold on.
Look at this cheese.
Let me move the mic away for a second.
It moves pretty good.
Can we
Look, don't
Hold on.
flop the steak onto
I
the
won't,
table.
I
Oh,
won't.
look at that beauty. Yeah, look at that fucking beauty right there, boys.
Oh yeah.
Joe Rogan would be proud. It's not elk. I'm sorry,
Sure.
Rogan. I'm sorry, Rogan. It's not elk. It is a
Fire.
tri-tip on a beef
Thank
tri-tip.
you for that. Thank you.
Oh, dude, I hope you enjoyed it, man. Thanks for bringing beer over.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Carried it on my
fuck,
back.
I am so sorry,
My
ladies.
back is feeling it.
Camden, I don't know why Camden finds that so fucking hilarious whenever he's just over there cracking up every time I fucking burp, dude. He's like, this motherfucker, dude.
Camden, you wanna hop on here so I can smoke this cigarette, and then I'll be right back. No, are we not cutting that?
No, we don't.
Okay, I'll get into the 2 story then.
Yeah, you get into
Okay.
the 2-story.
We'll skip the cancer. We'll skip the cancer. It's my addiction.
We get, oh, thanks for the.
Apologize.
Dude, we got a fucking badass production over here, dude. We got a meat
I
handler.
feel you.
Guys, we got a meat and a sound handler on the
I'm
YoungBlood
good on
podcast
that right now.
set.
Thank you.
Did you hear that, Kelsey?
I did not. I missed it.
We got a meat and a production handler on the YoungBlood podcast set.
You know, he's handling business.
He handles meat pretty good.
Yes, sir. Rookie in the making.
I just literally, people, I mean the meat in my hand. I'm not talking about anything other than my tri-tip.
All right, back to the story about how I broke my tooth. Are y'all ready? It's pretty wild. It might be a little shorter because I don't remember a lot of it, but it's a crazy story. So it was actually the first time I ever took Molly, and it was probably about 2.5 years now. It's been a long time. It's very expensive. I need like $8,000 to fix it because I need both teeth
Did
replaced.
you just grind your teeth like hella crazy or what?
Oh, I can't breathe. I'm getting anxiety about it. I'm serious.
You want some more steak?
No, I'm good. But anyways, I was at my downstairs neighbor's apartment. We were hanging out, having a good time. It was probably like 4 a.m. at this point. And I go upstairs. I remember I left to go upstairs, and I was gonna grab something. And the next thing I know, I wake up the next day, and I'm just on my couch. I have a hole in my chin right here. And hold on.
You had a hole in your
Sorry,
chin,
yeah.
bro? Why did you have a hole in your
No,
chin?
I had to get a stitch up because I guess I fell. I landed on the fourth or fifth step up, and
Ow.
my tooth right here, it went through my chin and broke in half.
Son
And
of a
then
bitch.
I guess my neighbors found me, and I was just laying flat with my arms behind my back, making noises like in a giant puddle of blood.
Yeah.
At 7 in the morning when they went to work, and I guess they took me up to my apartment and left me there because they knew I lived there.
See, my neighbors
But-
would have just called the cops. You got a
You
cool
know,
ass neighbor,
thank you
bro.
to those people. They may
No,
have-
you got a cool
No,
ass
like,
neighbor.
they may have
dude.
saved my life. I never talked to these people or nothing before that, but they've seen me, I said hi. But, yeah, so I went to the hospital. It cost like $1,500 just to get a stitch in my chin, which I thought was ridiculous. But anyways, did that, and basically went to the dentist, and they said they wanted like $6,000 up front they needed to do a double extraction, double implant, like root canal, like a bunch of stuff. And it was just a shitty night, I had a concussion.
Oh,
like,
you got a double root canal?
no, I still need it, man.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
so I need a double root canal. I need double implants on my front 2 teeth, which I've been told are the hardest teeth to like match up to your mouth, So they're expensive. and I had built up there's a long story before that, but it was at the end of a long partying phase of mine.
So are they gonna just like rebuild your whole teeth, or do you want to just
Pretty
have,
much.
Why don't you just look into getting? Don't they have like the grills that look like teeth? Veneers? I think it's veneers. You can get veneers, can't you?
Yeah, but it's like $50,000 for a whole mouth. Like, it's a couple grand per tooth, and you got to pay up front. Like, I have dental insurance, but it doesn't cover any of that. I need to look into it more honestly. Now that I'm actually in a better financial spot, I can actually get it taken care of finally. But for about 2 years, I've been like rebuilding my credit and paying off hella debt. Like, I put myself in a big dark hole.
Dude, that just makes
I
you
just
think
had to
how
climb out
shitty
of
it
it.
is to not have good insurance.
Yeah, now I do. Like, at this point, I have zero debt to my name. Like, I have dental, I have health insurance through my work. Like, shout out to Ruth Chris.
You got insurance with Ruth Chris?
Yes, sir.
What, son?
Yep. Yeah.
Damn,
It's good.
that's a really
they
good
take care of us,
insurance,
man.
Bro.
But yeah, so basically, I was just found in a puddle of blood, like seizing out, like I guess, and
Just
they found
shaking
me.
in your boots.
Yeah, just making noises, and dude, this blood was on the stairs of my apartment complex for like 6 months till it finally washed away.
Oh my god.
And I'm pretty sure, like there was a sprinkler head sticking this far up out of the ground. And I would assume that I tripped that, it would have matched up like with the trajectory of where I landed.
So you think it was the sprinkler?
But I was directly underneath. So why would I walk out to the street, come back, and go up the stairs? Like when I came out of their apartment, I was right underneath the stairs, you know. So I'd set a loop around. It doesn't make sense. But I don't remember anything
And this
between
is the first
there.
time you ever did Molly.
First day. Don't get me wrong, I had a great time up until then, but I will never forget my first time on Molly.
I don't know if I ever remember
that's
my
long
first
story
time
short.
ever taking something like that.
It was insane, man.
I mean,
I think that was my wake
I
up call.
tripped my tooth on a bottle before. Drinking when I was the first time I ever drank alcohol, ever. It was vanilla vodka, Smirnoff vanilla vodka, and I was having a lot of fun, lots and lots of fun. And I didn't chip my tooth bad, like but I definitely knocked a little piece off my tooth because I fucking grabbed the bottle, was like, and I fucking was taking a shot off the bottle and I hit my tooth with it, you know, being a dumbass.
Yeah.
But I barely took a tiny, minute piece of tooth off my front tooth. You couldn't even tell, you know. I could feel it on my tongue a little bit. That I was like, oh, that's a little rough right there now versus before.
Yeah.
But nothing like that, dude. You know, nothing like that at all. That's.
It was insane, man. Like there was blood everywhere. Like I lost so much blood. I was concussed for like a week and a half. Like it was wild. It was wild.
So, Kelsey, I know we've talked about all kinds of crazy stuff so far. Really, one thing I did want to get into is, I don't know if Camden had a chance to look this up yet, but MLB.
Yeah.
Do you watch baseball? Are you a baseball guy?
I'm not a baseball guy, but I always enjoy at least having some kind of sport on TV.
What's your sport? What's your sport of choice?
Technically, I don't have a sport. My family loves the Seahawks, so, you know, football to begin with. But I like watching basketball ever since I moved in with Cameron. You know, I bought the house here you go. I bought the house a doormat because they love the... See, I can't even think of the team. The Warriors.
Shit.
Warriors. I bought a Warriors doormat for the house when I moved in.
Camden just pointed out to me that things may not be returning entirely at all this season. May not.
Oh, not. I thought you were talking about jobs, man.
I'm talking about fucking sports, bro. I am so shook. I was thinking like, hey, cool, baseball's just gonna be thrown off a month this year. No, we might not even see a season this year, guys. How does that make you feel? That makes me feel like fucking shit.
Last I heard, sports might not even be back till like mid 21 or 22, like beginning of 22. I mean, I don't know what's been confirmed or not. Once again, I'm not a sports guy, but you know, I'm not really a sports guy. But
I'm not super.
It
big
would
on
be
sports,
sad.
dude,
It would be
but
sad.
I'm like, my biggest thing with sports is baseball. Like baseball has always been my fucking thing. It's always been my. I don't give a shit about any sport really, I don't
Yeah.
watch football until the fucking Super Bowl. I watch hockey when there's nothing else to watch.
Hockey,
fucking played-
actually, back to that question, I believe hockey is my sport, actually. I've never
That's a good
played
sport.
it.
That's a very good sport. I watch hockey just because it's a goddamn good sport to watch.
My
I
dad-
don't follow hockey heavily,
I don't
but
either.
I like hockey.
I enjoy it thoroughly, though. My dad used to always take me to SaberCats games in Tacoma when I was a kid, and we got to like meet all the players, and it was dope. But it kind of fell off after a while. I don't know.
I mean, bro, to be honest with you, man, I've been struggling not having baseball because I watch it every year, start to finish. I pay the $30 a month for MLB package just to fucking not go to the bar. Because, you know, like, if I don't have the actual MLB package, my ass is going to the bar just to watch baseball. Just to watch baseball.
I like that you're a bar guy, but it's not just to go and get, you know, turned up. Like, you go and actually do things. Like, anytime I see you downtown, you're doing some kind of activity. Like, there's something happening, which I like.
Well, usually.
Change it up a little bit.
I just have a tendency to go to the bars pretty often.
A little
Because I'm
bit.
bartender. I'm
A little bit.
I mean, it's hard not to be that way when you like bartend though and know everybody who works down here. There's a couple people who've actually hit me up to be on the podcast who all bartend. And it's fun. They're all like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do a bartending podcast with you, dude. Let's do a bartending podcast." I'm like, "Yeah, dude." When you're done being a fucking alcoholic and you actually show up instead of just wanting to talk about it, I'm like, Jesus Christ. All of my bartender friends, every single fucking one of them, I love them to death, are all big smoke blowers.
Yeah.
He was like, dude, you run a podcast, bro. Fucking cool, man. I want to come on. I'm like, yeah, dude, tonight, tomorrow, I'm free. I'm like, all right, cool, fuck off. You know, or like today, I hit up one of my buddies. I was like, hey, dude, I got an opening available today. Hit me up on the podcast. Let's go, you know? And like, I know he was, dude, we're all on fucking social distancing. Motherfucker's not doing anything. He just didn't text me back. And I was like, all right, cool. So I finally texted him like 2 hours later after you guys hit me up and were like, I would love to be on the show today, dude. And I was like, all right, cool. And I texted him back and was like, hey, dude, never mind, spot's filled. And then he texted me back. He's like, oh yeah, I want to be on all this stuff. And I went, bro, I don't care. I'm not even that. I'm like, bro, I'm not going to chase you. You know, if you want to come on, you want to come on. I enjoy this so much. I would rather not chase somebody to be on because if they don't want to be on, dude, I don't want to have them on.
Yeah, like you hit me up earlier today and I didn't know what to think. You know, I usually back out of opportunities to do something new, but you know, what else am I doing today? More video games? Like I can't take much more, so I'm glad to be
You're
doing
out of.
something
Are you
new,
still
know?
not using live right now? Are you still playing that one anime game you were playing? What game is that?
Persona 5, man, on PS4. It's
All
like,
right, all my gamers out there, all one of you. I mean, if there is even one of you. When I say all my gamers, I mean all of my 2 fans.
Man.
If you're a gamer.
it's got some great graphics.
Persona
Like,
5, give it a look.
the
give it a
anime.
check.
I don't even know how to explain it. I'm still not that far, but I'd say it's about 60% story and like anime videos and like random crazy story shit, and then combat. It's like turn-based, you know. I've always been a fan of the leveling up, like turn-based RPG games. It's always been my thing.
Speaking of Persona 5, I wanted to say one thing about the game as I saw it being somebody who watched you play for like 2.5 hours.
The very beginning of it.
I don't understand why all the guys look white if it's anime.
You know, I don't really have an answer for that.
Neither do I.
I did just turn on the Japanese voices, though. I haven't played it since, but I'm excited to hear that because that's gonna be something different. It's gonna really. I like to get what's the word?
Camden, did you move the fucking shots again?
Immerse,
God damn it,
submerse,
Camden,
immerse,
stop doing that.
immersion. I don't know. I like to actually get stuck in the game, but if it's not interesting, it's not gonna happen, and that's one that's been able to keep my attention. Because it seems like every game nowadays is just, yo, hop in this lobby, you die, hop out, go hop in.
I don't know, man. The Modern Warfare tends to have it down right now.
You know, I do like me some Call of Duty, but it's just so repetitive, man. I wanna not know what's coming next instead of knowing exactly what's happening next every single time. But maybe
I'm
that's
over here
just me,
fucking
I
with
don't know.
Camden. I'm messing with this fucking production shit over here. I'm trying to make it so I can keep the camera shot to where it can switch back to me and Kelsey way easier, but because he's over there multitasking, he likes to have us both talking on the same camera shot. There we go. That's how I like it. There we go. Thanks, Cam. Appreciate you. I'm just being an asshole because I can. It's really funny because the two people who do listen to this on the audio form have no idea what's going on anyways.
Leave it
So
to
it's
their
just our
imagination.
YouTube followers who are like, why are they having so much fun with the video? They don't understand that we spent about an hour and a half today just working on the fact that he can do this, guys. Ready for this? Ready? Ready? Camden, switch her up. Whoa, my goodness gracious. Do it again. Holy shit, one more time. And a third. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a fucking podcast. Would you look at that? Yeah, and I'm telling you, you have no idea how fucking hard that is to do. Actually, you do. Probably a lot of you really do. You're probably like, dude, it's not that fucking hard. You're fine. Fucking figure it out, pussy. I know. Fuck you, too. Anyways, I tried. I couldn't figure it out. It was really fucking hard. I cried a little bit, and then I went to fucking bed. Woke up this morning, Camden figured it out in 5 minutes. So, I'm just not going to talk about it anymore. Okay? Cool? Great. Kelsey?
Oh, that's trash.
Oh, is that trash? Cool. Why are you
Yeah.
handing it to me?
I don't have anywhere to put it.
Here, put it in this fucking can.
Your house, man. I don't want to just, throw it on the table.
It's okay.
Why do
I
you like that?
appreciate.
Yeah.
I appreciate you so much.
I respect being in people's homes, just as I hope they respect being in mine.
So Kelsey, you're saying you don't want to really go back to work. You're kind of enjoying how much.
Selfishly, yeah, man. Like, at the end of the day.
Well, shit, you're almost making as much money as you are working. Than
No,
you are now.
I'm gonna be making almost double. If this ends up, I'm gonna
Why
be.
the fuck would you go back to work?
If
then?
this-
Jesus Christ.
Assume,
why
I
would
think
you?
next week that CARES pack, I could be completely wrong. Once again, I don't really follow anything, just going on gossip. But once that 600 a week hits, man, I'll be making. I don't even want to say a number, but let's just say 80% more than what I normally make. Working 40 hours a week, I will make that staying home. 80% more.
That's why you should do what I'm doing right now is utilize the time at home, because every time I'm home and have a chance to be home, I've now stolen my free time away to just sit and shove my thumb up my ass with a podcast.
Yeah.
All my free time goes to fucking making not just like the actual production, the actual podcast, the actual filming, all that shit, but the journalism, the writing, the structure of the show, finding new guests, making the time to make fucking TikToks, because you know what, TikTok's fucking in right now and everybody watches it.
I still don't have TikTok.
Yep, you know what,
downloaded.
but I don't give a fuck about you. I give a fuck about the 30 million other people who do.
Man, there's so many.
And how
distractions
popular
on
it
your
is.
phone
You know what
already.
I'm saying? Like, I'm not making TikTok because, you know what? Moment to say this, actually, while we're on the topic. All of you people out there who think you're so fucking cool and mature because you don't have fucking TikTok, not you, Kelsey. I'm not talking about you specifically.
Yeah, cool.
But the reason I have TikTok is because I'm fucking smart. You know why? Because all of y'all are so fucking cool over there. Meanwhile, I'm over here hopping on the first fucking wave. What did Carol Baskin fucking do on the first wave of fucking social media? She rode that fucking wave. And that's why she came fucking Little Miss Save the Tigers. The bitch did the same shit as Joe Exotic. She did the same fucking thing as Joe Exotic did. In every way, shape, and form. But because she hopped on the fucking wave of social media, she became some famous animal rights fucking human being that became a crazy fucking activist.
I don't know about you, man, but I can't even look at that lady. She looks
drives
nuts.
me nuts. But
She
all I'm
looks
saying is
nuts.
because she rode that first wave of social media, look at her. Look how far she went. That fucking shit blew her up, bro. She had volunteers lining up to fucking serve her and kiss her feet just to fucking touch the nuts of her fucking tigers, bro. Like, literally, that being said, all these people hopping on the TikTok trend right now, I'm gonna ride it with them.
At the end of the day, though, didn't she have her own tiger farm or whatever the hell? Like, she had them in cages, too. Like, I don't understand any of this.
100%.
What, like, is that just social media pushing a wave that inflicted all of this chaos and, like, caused this whole documentary to happen? Like,
Dude.
I don't get it.
I'm telling you, bro. That's all I'm saying. People who sit there and act like they're on this high fucking horse of, oh, TikToks for fucking 15-year-olds and dumbasses. And I'm like, yeah, but there's also guys with a mullet and a mustache who have fucking 30 million followers because they dance on camera. And now they're getting endorsed.
There's also people that are like 12 that are way more rich than any of us.
Exactly.
By a long
it's
margin.
Not a matter of like anything other
all
than
they do are make little videos.
being smart in the situation. And what the situation is right now, I see an opportunity. I'm like, hey, dude, fucking, if I can use the comedy gold that I honestly do see on TikTok, I see some fucking straight up. And that being said, the content on TikTok, dude, like, not all of it. Some of it's fucking absolutely stupid. And that's what all of you guys who hate TikTok, you look at it and you're like, oh, fuck TikTok, yeah, because you see one video. But you guys didn't see the video that made you fucking crack up for a solid 30 seconds and pee a little bit. Okay, so you can fuck right off with that opinion, because you know what? I saw the video that made me laugh for 30 seconds and pee a little bit. Like,
You know what?
I fucking did. You didn't. And what I saw was shit that I could take from and be like, hey, I want to be a fucking comedian. That shit was fucking funny. That's fucking content is what I see. Right?
You want to know what I'm tired of?
Yes.
I'll just spam comments on Instagram.
Bro.
I can't even look at anything anymore.
Yo, follow my page. I'm like, dude, I want to comment, but I feel like it's not going to get
It's like,
shown
how-
because it
how
doesn't say
sexy
who's
am I?
high as
Check
fuck
out my
right now.
page, blah, blah, blah.
Or it doesn't say who's high as fuck right
Nobody
now. Or
cares.
check out my
Get that outta
page.
here.
I'm like, I'm almost half tempted for Instagram to take the comments away like they took likes away. You know what I mean? They took the number of likes away. Why don't you take away the ability to comment? Fuck it.
They spam the same messages. Just ban anybody that types that message. Simple. That might cause some controversy.
You know, fuck it. Let's get real
ban
crazy.
'em all.
Let's just take away Facebook
It's
and make
that
Instagram
simple.
the new Facebook.
I can't stand Facebook now, man. Like, the layout is even terrible on the phone. I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore.
Let's just get real about
I
it.
use it to
dude.
contact, like, old people and family members. You know? That's all I use it for.
I had my aunt the other day. She's probably gonna listen to this fucking podcast just because she knows I have one. Messaged me on Facebook the other day and just kind of really chew me out for not following my route on God anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Which I understand. Love her to death. She's great. My route on God has not been fucking changed or obstructed in any way, shape, or form. Frankly, I'm a 25-year-old man who's still kind of just like, hey, dude, God's cool, but hey, dude, he might not be there. But hey, dude, I'm still trying to figure out the fuck out what's going on in my life. You know? But to me, I'm not trying to get into a religious topic on the conversation at all in any way, shape, or form.
Mm.
You know,
Me either.
my Facebook is 100% PG-13, maybe fucking PG, okay? Leave it at that. Fuck right off on my Instagram. If you're gonna fucking be my family, if you're my aunt, grandmother, fucking second uncle, fucking third uncle, fuck off on my Instagram. Fuck off. Okay, I follow you on Facebook. I'm your friends with you on Facebook. You know why? Because there's pictures of me and grandma having fucking zucchini at Thanksgiving. Okay, there's not pictures of me taking bong rips and taking fucking shots off a stripper's ass. Okay, that's on my Instagram. Fuck
Yeah.
off my Instagram.
Yeah, I had a bad story like 2 weeks ago, and a couple people I didn't want to see it saw it, and I had to ban them from my Instagram.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like,
I
if you're
couldn't
my
let them see
aunt,
it, man.
dog,
It was
like,
bad.
I will approve
It
your
was
friend request
bad.
all day because I am prepared for that. I am a sociable, I am a withstandable human being on my fucking Facebook. You know, like my Facebook
I need to stay off
employers
the
will
gram
look
when
at.
I'm having late nights.
And there should be a fucking rule. Your employer can't look at your fucking Instagram. Your Instagram is a little more fucking private.
Oh no,
They will.
We signed a contract. Don't worry. They can look at it.
You know they can. That's
Oh,
just
yeah, they
why.
can.
That's just why you got to be smart and make it private. Like, oh, y'all, you have a fucking Instagram with your titties out, and it's
Oh,
an
I had
open
my
Instagram.
managers on there. They were among the people. I had to ban.
So, Kelsey, do you think this is getting blown out of proportion, all this coronavirus shit, man? Do you think this is just too much, or do you think it's necessary
You
that we
know,
took these precautions? So I think it's kind of
I'm trying to think as an adult. Now that I'm an adult, I'm 26 years old, you know. I'm trying to think of everyone it can affect, and I don't think it should be taken lightly. Originally, I didn't think it was a big deal, you know. And then within a week, everybody was shut down and everybody was on lockdown, you know. It progressed so fast.
Right.
And my opinion kind of changed. Like, Camden was pissed one day when it all started. We went to Albertsons, and he was so mad that I wouldn't put on a mask. Like, furious. I could tell.
Did you have a
He wasn't
mask?
expressing it, but I could tell he was pissed.
Did you have a mask?
He gave me one. He brought me one, and I put it in my pocket.
Why? Let me ask you this before you continue. Why in your head did you feel like you shouldn't have put a mask on? At that, when is this? What time?
Honestly, it might just be pure stupidity or cockiness, but I don't like. I don't know, man. I like to think that.
Does the mask give you anxiety?
It kind of does. Like, if I'm not used to wearing something every day and I'm wearing it.
Does the persona behind that whole mask and having it on your face make you feel like you're sick and you have anxiety?
It bothered me looking at Camden wearing his for some reason. Walking everywhere and seeing that, like, I don't know.
It gave you anxiety, huh?
Yeah, it fucks with my mind, man.
You're not the only person I've heard that from.
Ever since we've been stuck in the house, like, my dreams have been insane. Like,
No, for real, dude. With the whole mask thing, you're not the only person. It's not about inconsideration. It's not about fear of getting sick. It's not about fear of spreading it to other people. There has been a major reaction of people with these masks on their face and how it makes them feel, and how somebody with the mask on their face feels as if they are sick or that they're not the same, or it takes away. You're not just masking, you're not just protecting your face, but you're masking your identity, and you're taking yourself away from society. And I've seen that in people lately. They're freaking out. Like, these masks are like, they can't be a normal human being because they have a mask on their face. And to me, I'm just like, guys, this is temporary. It's only a few fucking weeks that we gotta have these masks on, because you know what these masks are gonna do is they're gonna keep us around, or they're gonna keep our way of life around a little bit longer, so that, you know, hey, this pandemic may not have been so fucking crazy, but what about the next one? What about the next one? We are ready. Fuck, dude. Everybody.
I do feel like originally this was completely overrated and
but think about it, bro. If it wasn't
compared to like past things, you know?
If it wasn't, when they're like, dude, this is even worse than the coronavirus, people are gonna be like, they're gonna react accordingly.
And guess why
dude,
the coronavirus is so bad is because it's so publicly just spewed everywhere.
But dude, the numbers.
I understand it's terrible and all that, but
Right.
from what I understand, there's been worse things that haven't been anywhere.
There have,
near,
but the thing is, like,
documented or proposed.
granted, like, the numbers, they do really correspond with the fucking really scary pandemic, bro. Like, the numbers the numbers are there. The numbers aren't lacking, bro. Like, it's not like it's bullshit.
Yeah.
People are dying. And that's a fucking real thing. It's not just people are dying, people's family members are dying, generations are dying.
It's not me thinking that. It was this one
know,
thing I saw. Okay.
It's I'm not discrediting you at all.
No, for sure.
It's definitely things in this have been blown out of proportion. Things are getting crazy, especially because, like, Italy got popped off so quick. And one thing people don't think about is Italy has 5 generations of people living in one house. Okay, they have 5 generations of people living in one house. There's a great grandmother, grandmother, mother, fucking 5 grandkids. Okay, they all live in the same house. Okay, that's why the numbers spread so quick. That's why things go so crazy. And every single one of these people smoke, guys. Italy is a fucking
you see
smoking
how close
country.
Those people all live together.
Yeah,
like,
it's a smoking country. So just that being said, they got hit pretty hard. Everybody got hit pretty hard, and it's a big fucking deal. Yes, masks cause anxiety when they're put on somebody's face. They just do. They really fucking do. But all I'm saying is, yes, they're stressful, they're scary, all this shit. I really think us as a fucking society, as a one country, we did phenomenal with our fucking response to this, man. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I understand what you have to say. Like, you're,
I'm just
really,
saying how I originally.
how you originally were. I respect where you come from. Like, you didn't feel like you wore the mask.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just, to me, you may not have done it, but the number of people who fucking did, you were one of what, like fucking 40 people. You know what I mean? Like, people really did reciprocate to this as a fucking country as a whole. You know, we bought this shit. We came together. We fucking hopped in. We did our part. Every single person, because fear can do one of two things. It can drive you to do something crazy or drive you to do something productive. And I really feel like we did fucking something super productive with this whole thing.
No, stuff changed overnight. It was,
it
was incredible how
so
fast everything happened.
It was so
and you know,
fast.
maybe Idaho wasn't affected as bad, but I waited probably 3.5 weeks or 3 weeks into being quarantined to go grocery shopping.
Right.
When I went, I didn't have a problem finding anything except for some off-brand toilet paper, you know.
Right.
I got super
but
lucky.
The first initial wave was
from what I heard, dude, there were people like camping out, you know, just ready to buy up everything. And then people were getting mugged for their shit because they just have it stacked up in their car. What do you think's gonna happen in a situation like this when you have everything that everybody else wants and you're walking by them as they're just dying for it, you know? For
I
their
still
family.
look at people like I've been to the store a couple times.
I don't know. You're kind of
look-
asking for it if you're buying a stupid, unnecessary. If you're buying $1,000 in toilet paper, like fuck off. Like, what do you have, a 50-person household? Like, why would you ever need that much? Like, that's absurd. A roll for me, because I'm a single guy and 1 or 2 people use my bathroom, a roll can last a week. Like, I would need two sets of toilet paper would last me fucking 2 months, dude. Like, people are just ridiculous.
Dog, I, for some fucking odd reason, decided to buy, like, a multi-giant pack at Home Depot.
Oh, no, I saw it earlier. You got the good shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. I did this months ago, dog. Like, I don't go through that much toilet paper, but I'm a fucking prime shitter, bro. When I take a shit, my ass has gotta feel good.
Oh, that's the good.
Like, you know why? Because
What
I
brand
take
is
big
that?
shits, bro. That's
Throw the
fucking.
brand out there.
That's the Home Depot brand of Charmin Ultra.
Man.
So it's the Home Depot's version of Charmin Ultra.
Cam, we're hitting up Home Depot.
Oh, bro.
Done
I don't.
with that
No.
off-brand
But listen,
shit.
dog. I guarantee they don't got it right now.
You know,
Because you know why? I bought this before the pandemic, and I bought a big ass fucking pack of it, dude. And I tell you what, man, like, I still have toilet paper through the pandemic. So fuck all of you buying all the toilet paper. Like, granted, I'm a single guy. If I had 2 kids, you know, I would have a real sturdy fucking talking to with them. Be like, hey,
that's what I'm
you
saying.
wipe 1, you fold. You wipe 2, you fold. You wipe 3, you fold. And that's the end of it. You use any fucking more, we have a problem. That's the sturdy fucking talking to you have with your kids. You don't go buy 35,000 more fucking rolls to compensate for their stupid ass fucking hand wiping.
That is the thing, though. We are single men, so we're looking at it from that aspect. But once again, a family of 4. Okay, let's say 2 adults, two little kids. You cannot use more than 50 rolls in a month. That's
Okay, granted, the
absurd.
stern talking to kind
That
of
is
applies to kids
absurd.
over a certain age. You can't really have. Fuck yeah, you can. Never mind. I'll tell my kids. You wipe, you roll. You wipe, you roll.
Hey, Camden, can you hit me with a beer?
Jamie,
Thank you.
want
my
to pull it
guy.
up, Jamie? While you're at it, beer me.
Gatsby, come here.
So we are actually breaking. We are coming up on the longest podcast ever so far on the
It's gonna be
YoungBlood
the best
podcast. Yes, this has
by
actually been a
the
very
end.
good
It's gonna be the
podcast.
best.
Our first podcast was 45 minutes. I've kept them about an hour. There is not a cap. There is not a limit. You know, it's personally, I prefer to keep these podcasts as long as we can get them to go because, you know,
Yes,
I
sir.
honestly, I keep them going as long as the conversation keeps going. If the conversation keeps going, then the podcast keeps going. If I feel like DeAndre is over with the conversation, doesn't want to talk anymore, I'm gonna end the podcast. That's
It's
why me and
6
him only
o'clock.
went.
It's
That's
6
why me and him
o'clock.
only went 45 minutes. You know, he was over the conversation. He was like, "Oh shit, I'm over this." Granted, me and him smoked a cigarette, and needed another cigarette
I need
halfway
a cigarette
through.
now. I need a cigarette now.
Halfway through, you know, Kelsey, you have your vape, buddy.
Yeah, someone has it.
Yeah, you got that. You know, no
You
one
know.
can
Thank you.
Yeah, you just better pass that this way when you're done.
Thank you.
All right.
Also,
Quarantine
don't ever vape,
extension.
guys. This is
Yeah,
way
it's
worse than
terrible.
smoking.
All right,
It
guys.
is all day, every day.
So we are being extended to the 30th. I'm curious what the odds of the 30th being extended again are. Kelsey, do you think we're going to be extended to the 30th, or do you think we're just going to...
I believe that on the 1st, me personally, I think they're going to give the power to the owners and the companies to decide if they want to hop back on. And
You
I
think
think
it's going to be
from
discretional?
what I've heard, they're going to start the process of allowing people to reopen. You know, because they've
I think
had
that's
such
a fair way to put it.
They've had such a
Discretional, you know.
strong protest because, you know, like, individual businesses, like small business, all that, like, is hurting so bad. They need to reopen, you know. They don't have cash in the bank. Like, they need to open their doors again or it's not going to work. So
No,
I
that's for
understand
real. That's
from
really-
that aspect, but the people that are really going to be affected by this, I feel like still shouldn't go back out or anything. I feel like if restaurants reopen, you're going to have a younger crowd going about, but the smart people are going to stay home. I hope. At least until, you know.
Do you personally
maybe
know
a couple
anybody?
more weeks.
I ask every guest that's came on my podcast so far this question. Do you
Yeah.
personally know anybody who's been infected with the coronavirus?
Yes, one guy.
How
I'm
old
not
is
gonna
he?
say his name, but
Oh, no names. How old is he?
I think 21.
Hey Camden, would you beer me?
And from what he told me, he contracted it, didn't know he had it until he was he was drinking tequila and couldn't taste anymore. He's like, oh shit, I can't taste tequila, something's wrong.
Oh,
And then he went and got tested.
I need to take a shot of tequila. That's the test.
Yo,
boys.
you got something to take a shot at? Let's take a shot.
No, I don't have anything to take a shot of.
Next
Camden,
time.
you want to? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, go hit the store, Camden. You know. I'll
Hey
pay
Jamie, you
for
want to
it.
look that up?
What was I just talking about though? Oh yeah, I was talking about the guy that got it. So, he said that basically he was
Is
just.
he somebody from work? Is he just an acquaintance? How?
I'm not gonna
you don't need to tell
say
me any
either
more
way.
details
I'm not
other
gonna
than-
say either way, but
All I want to know is how old he is.
21,
Oh, okay,
and
young.
it's a month from when he got
and
it.
how were
and,
his symptoms? Was he asymptomatic?
I don't know. I honestly don't even know what that means.
Asymptomatic
So,
means he had the coronavirus, but there
Yeah.
was no way of telling he had the coronavirus. So basically, he wasn't sick.
He got
had
the
no
fever
symptoms.
and everything because he hit the doctor the day after he couldn't taste that. So right at the beginning, as soon as they basically said that he had it, he said he had a small fever and stuff, I think, and then it got pretty bad fever-wise, but it wasn't anything he couldn't handle. And it's been a month since that happened, and he's not contagious anymore. He's pretty much completely good to go, from what I
So they
understand.
say that up to 70% of people with the coronavirus are asymptomatic, and you said you don't know what asymptomatic means. Basically,
Yeah, I'm done.
my definition of it is you have the disease with no symptoms.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so you have it, you're spreadable, and you don't know
Yeah.
that you're spreading it. So I could be completely unsick, and I could be giving fucking Granny from down the street coronavirus and killing her. You know. So but the craziest thing about the whole disease is basically coronavirus is like, it's a smart disease. This shit spreads slow.
Yeah.
And ideally, a disease wants to spread slow in order for it to survive. Because
Took
if
its
it doesn't-
time.
Yeah, if a disease spreads too quick,
And
it'll
I feel like
eradicate
I
itself.
feel like it popped at a certain point though and exploded. You know, like I feel like over a course of a weekend it got way worse. I can't remember which week it was, but it just popped up everywhere, and it was just so much worse overnight. But I feel like it's kind of died down ever since then. But maybe that's just because I'm not watching the news.
Well, you know what it is, dude. Is we had fucking social distancing, man. We followed these
But
rules
dude,
that
there's
they
still
put out,
hundreds
and-
of people riding and running along the greenbelt daily.
Yeah,
Every
because they're
single
doing
day.
it. They know they ain't sick, dude. We're a healthy fucking state, man.
I understand that.
We are
but-
a healthy fucking state, and the people that I see are still following. At least most of the people. We are. You're not wrong. There is
know,
a bit of a.
Don't get me wrong, I had a barbecue last weekend, but for the most part,
No, we're all partying, bro.
You know,
We're all partying.
You
Every
know.
single one of us within the
we're
last 2
playing
weeks.
beer die. We were all 6 feet
Bro,
apart.
every
blah, blah,
single
blah.
bullshit. You were in the dude. Okay, that's bullshit. I'm sorry. If you have a fucking party, if you have people over, you're in my house. You're 6 feet apart from me right now. We just smoked
Yeah.
a fucking cigarette.
It was only
You know what I
like
mean?
7 people. It
No,
was like it
no,
was
that's
chilling,
what I'm
you know,
saying.
in the
But
back
the
of
6 feet apart, if you have a party, you have already crossed that
Yeah,
line.
as soon as you hop in that house, like
As soon as you walk in the fucking door of that
There's
person's
no
house,
way.
you can make out, hug, do whatever the fuck you want. You've already cross contaminated.
drinks are going around, like
Yeah, you've already done the
blah,
fucking
blah,
dirty,
blah.
dude. There is no in between. There is no any of it. Like, you've already done the fucking dirty. Period.
yeah.
So whether or not you want to say 6 feet, we
See,
stayed
that's
6 feet
complete-
apart. I'm like,
that's
bro, you might
completely-
as well not have. You might as well have had a fucking orgy, dude. Like,
completely
you're
up
6
to
feet
you.
apart just made your party shittier because you're trying to avoid fucking contact. You are already partying. Enjoy yourself at this point, you
know.
fucking idiot. Like, if you're gonna, not you.
Yeah,
but,
obviously.
But you know what I mean. Like, if you're gonna fucking party, fuck you and your 6 feet. Just party. You've already decided to be ignorant. So, like, I'm not not guilty. I have two people
The
in my
way I
house right
look
now
at it
we're
is
within 3 feet of each
the
other.
way I look
Like,
at it is, I'm gonna do what I want to do. You can do what you want to do.
But I'm
If
gonna
I-
do it with
if I'm
people that I
doing-
trust.
If I'm
that I
doing
know aren't gonna
what
be
I'm gonna
spreading
do, and I invite you, that's completely up to you whether you want to join. I'm not gonna push it on anyone.
Right.
If I want to have some people over, a couple people to play some cards, like have some
But I'm
drinks,
still
whatever.
gonna keep it minimal. I'm still
Yeah.
gonna fucking
Keep it controlled. There
I'm
shouldn't
not
be a
gonna be
30
fucking
person
Karen
house party
and
going
go
on right now. That
protest.
would be irresponsible.
Yeah,
But
I'm
if
not
it's
gonna be
3
Karen.
people, like that's
Yeah.
that's all right to me.
I'm not gonna be Karen and go protest at the Meridian fucking town hall and be like, oh, my
Dude, that's
kids.
the stupidest
I
shit,
can't believe
man.
that, man. I am still so just absolutely dumbfounded by that whole thing.
I'm
bro.
disappointed in Boise for that.
I'm disappointed in the whole entire state of Idaho because that reflects.
Was
on us
that
as
in
a
Meridian
state.
or out here?
That was in Meridian, bro.
Okay, I'm disappointed in Meridian.
Well, what we needed to find out about this lady is if she's a native, or if she just moved here.
I don't think it
That's-
matters. I think that the people
Bullshit. That matters.
I guarantee you that there were people in that crowd that are from here, so it really doesn't matter.
There were. They followed her lead, but she was the leader. So we just need to know if the initial leader
We're
was.
gonna
at
break
least
her
a-
down.
We need to find out. I'm a Californian, so I can at
Hit
least
the
not,
Google,
like,
Camden. Get us some info.
Jamie, pull it up.
Get
God
that
damn it.
research.
I'm so sorry, ladies and germs. Ladies and germs.
Dude, this is awesome. This is so much fun. Thanks again.
I'm telling you, man. I don't do this podcast because I want followers. I don't want to be famous.
I'm gonna share this with everyone that I care about, and they'll probably watch it. I'm not gonna.
That's the coolest part about the podcast too, is because
They'll get
every
to know more about
guest-
me and
well, every
you
guest
know?
that I have
Yeah.
genuinely and generically promotes this podcast, because every guest that I have doesn't come on this podcast and talk about shit they don't care about.
Mhm.
It's not like they come on this podcast and just say stupid things. They know they're being broadcasted. They know they're being recorded. They know this is being put out there. And therefore, they're really going to say some stuff that's important to them. And therefore, they're going to fucking broadcast it to their friends.
By
And
the
so
way-
this is episode 9, again, of the Young Blood Podcast. Again, it's just Young Blood Podcast. All one word. Young is just...
Podcast.
Yes, sir. Young Blood Podcast.
By the way, if any barbers happen to see this, hit me up, man. Like, come to my house. I will pay you extra. I need it bad.
There's only one thing
I need
that
it
I've
bad.
seen. There's a barber out of L.A. from one of my buddies in
Okay,
L.A.
chill
He's got a
mask.
private barber. He's got a private barber who's cutting him. My buddy John Yu. But I did the floor for Treasure Valley Barber Company, and Treasure Valley Barber Company is. I'm actually gonna give them a shout out right now. They don't pay me any fucking money. They never will. They never have. I did the floor in their shop. They're located off of Shinden and Maple Grove in Boise, Idaho. Actually in Garden City, Idaho, excuse me. And they are one of the best fucking companies you can ever put your money into in Idaho, guys. Like they by far give the best haircuts, have the best service, and the owner Nick, he's a military vet, the nicest guy you'll ever meet, gives the fucking best haircut you will ever see, feel, experience in your entire life. Camden Sutton, sitting right next to me, can attest to that. He also gets his haircut there.
That. I'm gonna hit
I
that
know,
one
man.
later.
I swear to God, Nick Primo, that fucking guy is the most.
Nick Primo's who we.
It is not his real name. I call him. That's his Primo
that
Barber.
Is that who we
Primo,
asked for?
Primo Barber on Instagram. Camden, do you follow him on Instagram? Actually, can you pull him up on your phone and so I can give him a shout out on his Instagram? Primo Barber, guys. He owns Treasure Valley Barber Co. The most phenomenal haircut you will get, and right now they aren't getting any business because of this coronavirus. So the second, guys, they open up, I want you guys to fucking line up at his front door and get the best haircut you will ever get in your entire life. He does the straight shave. He's got the fucking classic 1950s barber chairs. He's got a beautiful vinyl floor that I did that just looks like fucking glorious.
Let's break it down real quick though. Is it expensive? And
$20.
if
$20 for
$20?
the $20 for the fuck yeah, $20.
That's nothing.
Bro, $20
That's
for the
nothing.
best haircut. Did you
That's
pay for what you
average
get?
as
And this
fuck.
man, bro, it is a good fucking
Tip your
haircut.
barber.
All
Tip
right,
your
guys.
barber. I
So
always
we
did at
got-
least 50%. You got
On
to.
Instagram,
At least.
give them a follow. It's Treasure Valley Barber Co. So Treasure Valley spelled TreaSure, Valley VALLEY, Barber Co. BARBERCO. Guys, that's Treasure Valley Barber Co. Give them a follow. Check them out. I'm gonna send this to Nick too after this podcast and just say, hey man, fucking good luck to you guys. Good luck to you guys in this pandemic. I know you're not open. I know you're struggling. You know, we're thinking about you. We really hope you're doing well. And also, guys, if you do want to give them support, they do sell fucking these super badass windbreakers and hoodies. They're
I
on
need
their
one of those.
Yeah, they're
I
on
need
their
one.
Instagram. Check them out. They're also they sell Suavecito out there, and that is the best pomade you will ever use in your entire life. They sell it in house there. Don't buy it online. Buy it from Nick. He'll take care of you, man. And you know, like I said, this podcast is not sponsored by them. This is just genuinely me fucking loving their fucking haircuts, guys. Give them a check out. Shinden in Maple Grove.
One more time the name.
Treasure Valley Barber Co., ladies and gentlemen.
I'll be sure to check them out, man.
Well,
And
I know you will after a recommendation like that, man.
last I heard,
Oh,
didn't
it's
your
okay.
pomade get
It's
stolen? Last time you had a little party, someone stole this man's
Oh,
pomade.
dude.
He was so mad. But they took a couple things,
That's
but
a
he was
story
so
I
pissed
haven't
about
told.
the
That
pomade.
is a story that I have yet to tell on this podcast.
Yeah, we need that story. Let's hear it, my friend.
Dirty Little Roddy's is a bar in downtown Boise, Idaho. And Dirty Little Roddy's is a good little bar. It's a good time, good people. Always fun. Thursday nights, Dirty Little Roddy's holds Hip Hop Night. Hip Hop Night consists of a different crowd at Roddy's. It's not the country bar. It is the Hip Hop Night bar. It is not the country bar that you go to ride the bull. It is the country bar you go to experience Hip Hop Night on a Thursday. Okay? So that's where we're at. That's just a little basis of the background story. My house was clean.
Also,
I
I'm
had-
not a fan of Roddy's real quick.
It's okay. It's okay. You cannot be. That's not my opinion. Those are yours. Everybody's got their opinions.
People love it.
It's a good bar. It's a good place. Anyways,
Yeah.
Hip Hop Night, Thursday night. I'm with my two really good friends, DeAndre Woods, which was on my podcast episode number 7. Check him out. And I was on with another good friend, Blaze Alpha. Great time. Actually, I was the only white guy. It was really funny. Me and my 2 black friends. Good time. Don't matter anything. I don't know why I said that, but you know, I was the only white guy. It was super awesome. Again, it was Hip Hop Night, so I'm
Describing
usually
the scene.
yeah,
Describing the
just
scene.
describing the realism of what was going on here. Anyways, that being said, my 2 best black friends, best friends in general, you know, awesome guys. So I decided, hey, my house is open. Anybody want to come by? And I invite like 2 or 3 people over to my house. Nothing fucking crazy. I'm like, hey, bar's gonna close. Let's go grab a rack of beer real quick. Stop over at my crib. And therefore, we literally leave the bar like 30 minutes before it closes just to grab some beer. Okay? We get the beer, we show up to my house, there's 2 cars waiting outside my house, and I'm like, alright, cool, there's a couple people, no harm, no foul. I walk in my front door, and there's about 15 other people who rolled to my house. Not a single woman, all men. I was like, alright, cool. I was still the only white guy in this situation. How that happened in my own house. In my own house. Yeah, how that happened in my own house, I'm still to this day unsure. Anyways, a very good friend, Clay Lyle, was there, and I had acquired him, being the only other white guy in the house, to help me kick everybody out. Because I kicked everybody out, it was a hate crime, I guess. Not because there was 15 black people in my house that I didn't know and I felt uncomfortable, but because I hated black people. So that's what was happening, I guess. And for the record, I don't actually hate black people. That was just what was assumed because I was kicking out 15 dudes out of my house. And because that was assumed, they went into my bathroom and they raided my cologne selection and took all of my cologne. Not only did they take my cologne, they took my brand new Suavecito pomade.
Did 'em dirty.
Winter edition. It smelled delicious. It was brand new. That I did not care about. That cost me $10. The fucking cologne.
No, he was mad about the pomade.
No, I was surprised
He
about
wasn't
the
mad about the price. He
I
was
was
mad
actually
they
moderately.
took your pomade because how petty that shit is.
I was actually moderately impressed about the pomade. I was like, you really gotta be that ghetto, you broke bitch. Get the fuck out of my house. Like, I was happy to have them leave. I was like, you took my pomade. Like, you want a carton of milk too? You faggot. Why don't you go in my fridge and take a fucking carton of milk while you're at it? Like, that's the kind of shit you're stealing right now. You fucking petty faggot.
They
Like,
broke your Xbox controller. They snapped the stick off.
I don't think they broke it. I think it just fell on the floor and one of them stepped on it.
No,
like a
that
dumbass.
thing was thrown. That thing was demolished.
I guess I'm just being optimistic. But to be honest with you, that was a hell of a night.
So
I don't know.
I'm seeing how your house is now. It's very clean and tidy. That day I came over after that party.
Oh, I remember you were there.
Oh my god. Wow.
There was like 30 cases. Of
Every time he went to go grab something, it was stolen.
I did have a few things. And it wasn't just the pomade that we got jacked.
It was so good. It was so funny.
Oh, that's gone too.
That shit was so funny. I was being quiet on the couch, but I was dying inside.
I was like, where's it? Fuck, they took that too? Oh
That
my
was
god, I remember that day now. I literally said that about 7
And then he
times.
turns around and his Xbox controller is just broken on the floor. And he's like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?"
It's like, you fucking
It was
kidding
like the
me?
last thing he saw after everything. He's like, "They even got the controller. They
Bro,
did everything."
I would have rather it stolen than broken. 'Cause
At
now
least
I
you
just
still
gotta
have the
look
guitar
at
on
it.
your wall, you know? At least you still have all this.
Bro, they did take
That's all
something off my
matters.
wall. It was like a Raw poster that like was hanging off the roof. It was really cool. That's
You can
gone.
get another one of those.
I can get another one of a lot
It
of
wasn't
things. It was
something
just a
you
matter of the principle that was really funny. I was
Yeah.
like, why did this even
That's
happen?
fucked up, though. When I did live alone, I had a lot of expensive stuff stolen out of my apartment because, like, I was just doing dumb shit and letting the wrong people in.
Right.
But it sucks, man, when you find it a month later and you have no proof of who it was. Like, that shit sucks. You gotta let the right people
It
in
was
your house,
actually,
man.
to
It-
continue this
I
story.
don't party with people I don't know at my house anymore.
Well, to continue the story a little bit, the guy that was here that night, we call him Connects in Asia because the whole time he was at my house, like he was like the main crony of the whole crew, I guess, whatever you want to fucking call it.
Yeah.
But he was the guy that whenever I was like, he
Leader of the pack.
Okay, get this, walks in my fucking house, dude, and he's all like, this won't do. And I'm like, there's the door, bitch. Like, the fuck you mean this won't do? Get the fuck out. Where's your house, fucker? You know, literally, this guy walked, this ain't gonna do. And I'm like, dude, you can fuck right off, man. And he, not only did he say that once, he kept saying that kind of shit. Oh, the place is so small. I'm like, then go party somewhere else, homie. Like, I got a fucking big-ass apartment. Ain't a fucking 9-bedroom mansion.
So let me get this right. He shit talked your house.
Yeah,
and then he
bro.
robbed you without you knowing until the next day.
Yeah, he straight shit-talked my house.
Damn.
It wasn't him who robbed me, but he was. I'm almost
Yeah.
positive it was him who sent out my address. You know, because like
Yeah.
when all the other homies left, he was still there
He's
chilling. I'm like, why are
go
you
hit
still
the
here?
bathroom while
I was like, why
talk
are
to
you
this
still
guy.
here, bro? Like, your homie's like jacked for me and shit. Like, you gotta go. And he's like, "Ugh." And then like, literally, this fool's like walking out, and like 7 chicks show to my house right as this fool like leaves the other people I invited, and all these black guys like start rolling back in, and like you gotta listen to this a little bit. Like, it
I just
wasn't
want
not-
to clarify.
Listen, hold on.
you-
It was not easy to get these guys out of my fucking house, dude. So like, finally, when they were outside the door, 7 girls rolling up and making them want to roll back. It was the kind of thing like getting them out of my house is about to me being fists or grabbing the gun out of my bedroom. That's how bad it got. That's why I was like, fuck, dude. Like,
I just want to clarify for anyone listening. He's not saying black guys in any kind of bad way. He's just describing the scene,
dude, no, like literally, it was. I had every black guy in Boise in here. It was awesome. I was like, my 2 best friends too. I was like DeAndre and fucking Blaze. I was like,
Yeah.
even they were like, dude.
It just got out of control. and he
No,
had
well, it
no
wasn't
idea
like
what
it
was
was.
going on.
It wasn't out of control until like we asked them to leave, and then it turned into a hate crime because I asked them to leave. It was like, dude, it's not like I hate you guys. It's just this is.
too much.
There's 15 dudes in my house. It's not because you're black. It's because you're a dude.
Plus, you're bringing nothing. You brought no women with you.
No,
Like,
that was
why
strictly
are
the
you
reason.
here?
It had nothing to do
You
with
brought no
color. I was
women.
just
Why
like,
are you
dude,
here?
like guys, like literally, you rolled up to my house
You
asking
must
where
have
the
sent the
bitches are
wrong
at.
people to text.
Yeah, you're asking where the bitches are at and saying my house is too small. And then I finally got
fucked
everybody
up,
to leave my house, and the second they leave, 5 girls roll up to my house and they are all like, whoop. I'm like, bro. And like I said, the reason I'm so salty about the whole situation, it got to the point where they were asked to leave kindly, respectfully, multiple times, and I was like, guys, you gotta go, dude. Like, you keep bitching about my house.
You gotta respect my house.
Yeah, I was like, you guys are
That's
disrespecting my
rule
place.
number 1 no matter where you go.
Yeah,
Respect the
and-
house you're in.
They were getting so disrespectful. Like, I literally had to pull Clay aside and be like, bro, Clay, like, we got to get these fools out of my house because, like, this is going to get cops and confrontational with them real quick. And, like, because the only way I really know how to handle a situation like that is with fucking style and grace, bro.
As soon
I
as
walk
people
up
start
and I'm
talking
like,
about
hey,
cops, though, it's like, you gotta shut it down. Like,
no, I was. No,
if people are talking about
it
that,
was,
some,
no, bro.
like,
It was literally the kind of situation where
it's
homeboy
time to
walks
get
in
out
my
of my
house
house.
and he's like, no, let's get this motherfucker a noise complaint. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, no. We can party. Like, we can have a great fucking time, but I don't need a noise complaint. Like, we can have. You can even be rowdy, but I don't need a noise
Guess what?
complaint.
I had
bro.
4 noise complaints in my apartment. They were all my own doing. I never let anybody do that on their own terms. Like you
But
have
no,
to.
like, this guy
you
walks
gotta,
in my house and then says literally
You're
like,
in a
"Let's
fucking
turn
apartment,
up."
like,
Fuck that. No, we're gonna get you a noise complaint. Turn up. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? What's your name again, fool? Like,
How
never
about you
met
throw me some money before you give me a noise complaint? Like, you gotta at least throw something.
And he was
on
the guy
the
saying,
table.
"I got connects
brought
in
no
Asia. I got
women,
20
you brought
grand
no
on me right
money.
now, too." Literally, he was
Like-
saying shit like that. He's like, "I got 20 grand on
Let
me
me
right
see
now."
some of it. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing here?
And like, moral
Are
of
you
the
just here to
story.
tear up my
Moral
house
of the
and
story.
leave?
This
Like-
leader of the pack, this fucking fool. I saw him downtown a week later in the parking lot of Roddy's get his ass whooped by one dude because he
Good.
talked so much shit to the one dude. And the one dude squared up and was like, "All right, let's go, son. How you feeling?"
Hope he didn't have that 20 grand in his pocket.
And this fool was half his size too, dude. And just goes whap 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 whap. And
That's how it
homeboy,
happens,
and
man.
homeboy just runs away and's like, "I got a warrant. I got a warrant." And I'm like,
That guy.
the fucking connects in Asia. I'm like, dude, you are the biggest.
I got 20 grand in
bitch.
my pocket. What is that doing for me?
20
Why
grand? You
why
just
would
had a
even
short
tell me
full
that?
womp on you, dude. Like, because you talk too much shit and he said you don't want it.
You're out here
like,
stealing cologne and you got 20 grand in your pocket. Like, how petty are you?
Like, the kid was straight so cool about it too. He was like, "Bro, you don't want this. Like, just please shut the fuck up."
I've had my fair share of, like, unwanted people at my house, man. Like, even people I know that just come over and they refuse to leave. It's like, it's my fucking house, dude. Just get out. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's-
don't want you here right
I
now.
hadn't
That's all
had
it
that.
takes.
I hadn't
Like,
had that before. That was the first for me. I was like, "Dude, you
Yeah.
gotta go," and they're like, "No, no." I was like, "What?"
I had to cut some people off once it got to that point. Like, no. My apartment turned into a trap house so fast. It was so bad. Too many
The one
people
with
anywhere.
Kent?
No, my own apartment. I had it for like 2 years. And
Oh, like this one. This is pretty much a trap house.
You were there at my apartment on Broadway.
I never went to that actually.
No,
I don't think so.
dude.
I met you when I met you.
At one point, I had
bro,
12
I met you
people.
through Kent.
At one point, I had 12 people sleep in my 1-bedroom apartment that night. Like, one night. I had people sleep on the balcony. I had 4 people in my
This was
bed.
a party you had.
It was after Life in Color, I'm pretty sure. We smoked like that 13-gram joint that night. That was my
Oh,
biggest joint ever. And after that, I don't remember anything. But I woke up, dude, there were 2 people on each couch, people all over the floor. Like, it was insane. And I'm like, God damn, dude, what am I doing here? You know, like, I gotta clean this up. But every day, I would reset my apartment. I would clean everything, get everything squared back to normal, and then it's straight back to party life. It was nuts. Destroy it all,
That's just how it is when
rebuild
you
it all
live.
again the
Dude, that's
next
just
day.
how it is when you live alone, though, dude.
Yeah.
When you're single and you live alone,
And
and
that's
you're
why I
in your
didn't
middle
like
20s,
it, because I always wanted people around, but once they were around, I didn't want them. And it was this never-ending battle.
Right.
I like where it's at with Camden. I can sit in my own room and do my thing, or I can head out to the living room, see what he's doing, you know? Like,
See, I
There's a
enjoy
big enough
living by
space
myself,
to-
but I much more enjoy, like,
I get lonely,
people.
man.
Dude, living alone is shitty.
I get
bro.
lonely as fuck. I try to learn all my neighbors' names, like say what's up, like, cause I get so bored. Like I just sit at home and watch movies all day and work all week.
Bro,
like,
try
you know?
living by yourself with a dog. When you match with a
I
girl
got
on
my
Tinder,
cat,
when
you
it's
know.
9:00 at night, and you
I
match
got
with a girl on
King
Tinder or
Leo.
something, you get that bling, you're like, you know, and you just literally like, especially during quarantine, bro, and you're just
Yeah.
sitting here by yourself, you're just like,
Yeah.
people, I want to go get a drink,
Yeah.
friends. You know, you're fucking dying, bro. Like, it sucks, man. Because I don't know about you, dude. I'm one of the biggest extroverts I know. Like, I have a lot of friends, and even within my giant group of friends, there's only like 3 other people who keep up with my amount of extrovert tendencies.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Oh,
there's
you're
really
a
not a lot.
talker. You're a talker for sure.
I just go outside the fucking.
That's a good quality to have, though. It's just sometimes like I like having people like Camden around where we can both be completely silent for like 5 hours and just do our own thing and then be like, oh, what do you want to do? You know. We like.
Well, I'm
we
like that with
to
people I
keep
live
to
with too.
ourselves.
Anybody's like that with people
Yeah.
you live with. But when I go over to hang out with somebody, I don't just go over to hang out with somebody to be on my phone. I go over there to exchange conversations. Especially because, like, dude, this process I do now, like, really fucking tunes your conversation skills in. Like, you get good at talking to people. And you.
I feel like quarantine's helped in a lot of ways because it's helped me spend a lot more time just chatting with people, even with my own family, with my mom and my sisters, you know. We, for the first time ever on whatever the last holiday was, I forgot, Easter, for the first time ever.
Yeah, that was just a week ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
I didn't even know about it till the night before. I don't keep up with holidays anymore. But we all, for the first time ever, hopped on video chat. I forget what we used, but my mom started crying because it was like the first time she'd seen all of her kids.
Oh, we did that on Easter too, actually, bro. My whole family, dog.
Yeah,
My
everybody's
mom,
in a different
My brother, my
state,
sister, messaged me and she was like, "Dude, we're gonna do a group FaceTime for mom and dad on fucking
good.
on FaceTime." And I was like, I didn't know you could do that. What the hell? And it's funny, I have an iPhone 8. Like, I don't have like an iPhone fucking 5 or something, or an iPhone 10, but it's still an iPhone 8.
I have an 8 as well. I love the 8. It's
I'm all like, you know how I'm the youngest of all the kids, so I shouldn't be the one with any technical difficulties or anything. We did this big group chat with the whole family, and I'm the only one whose camera wouldn't fucking work. And my sister messages me after the whole fucking thing is like, "Casey, make sure your camera works next time." I'm like, "Cause what the fuck, right? Cause it's my fucking problem, my fault." I'm like, I didn't know. And she was just fucking with me, but I was like, God damn it, dude.
So I'm glad I accidentally bought my overpriced laptop because it's good video chat. Worst purchase of my life. Best purchase of my life.
Dude, I mean,
a laptop.
I have to now invest. I'm gonna try I'm not gonna buy any camera gear until I get some really good revenue, because I don't need it. Like, dude, I got enough shit. I got plenty.
Yeah.
Webcams.
What don't you have right now that you're thinking you want to add to this?
I need a headphone controller. So
you need to put something up on your wall, like a whiteboard, and just start adding shit every time you.
I have the whiteboard. I had a whiteboard right here with everything all ready to go, but I took that down because that looked really ugly.
Throw it back up. I've had a couple ideas.
No, look, because that's my background. As I would rather have the.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather have soundproofing and a tapestry behind my guest, and then behind me I have local art and soundproof. Because I'm gonna put soundproofing up, and then I'm gonna put local art on top of the soundproofing.
Maybe if I'm back though, I want to keep a little notepad because I've had many ideas since I've been sitting
honestly,
here,
you should have let me know before the show, dude. I would have had the notepad ready to go for you because I have a notebook in front of me the whole time. Camden usually would probably keep it if I've
been thinking a lot, and I've had a lot of shit running through.
Yeah, and if I'm trying to keep guests the people that I come on, I try to schedule them, and I try to make these podcasts not on the fly. Mm-hmm. I schedule them, I plan them, I put effort into them. They're not just things that I do fucking on the whim, because I'm bored. There's shit that I really put a lot of time and I put a lot of effort into, and I really care about,
I see that.
Fuck, dude, Kelsey, we've already been going for an hour and 45 minutes.
I don't even feel like that.
Dude, we have now broken my record, man. That is impressive.
That's the record? Oh, we're gonna set that bar high then.
Yeah,
we're gonna keep going. We're gonna find some more topics.
I'm not in any hurry, bro. You got as much time.
I got all night. I got a pee soon, but other than that, I'm
actually gonna do my pee break.
What is it? Oh,
Camden,
what is this?
This guy. YoungBloodPodcast. Sorry, guys, we had to pee, smoke, and do the whole toke. Anyways, that being said, we're back here. We're back here with Kelsey. Back here with Camden, our Jamie. That being said, there's a couple more topics that we wanted to cover before the end of the show today, and we really did have a really good show. As a brief summary, if I wanted to really kind of wrap up as what we all talked about today, on today's podcast, we really brought up a whole summary of what we're doing for work, how we're feeling about not being at work, how we're doing with the whole quarantine, how it's crazy that Kelsey's actually making more money on unemployment than he was at work. There really is a whole bunch of, right, Kelsey?
Yes, sir. I am mad at him. I am happy.
I mean, it's
bored but happy.
As Kelsey said, man, there have not only been bad things to come from this, but some good. There have been some good things to come out of this quarantine. There have been some interesting things to come out of this quarantine. I feel like also we're going to have a lot of people talking about relationships in about 10 years where they're like, "Oh, I remember quarantine 2020, I met your father."
You also got to think a lot of families are spending a lot more time together now too, and that can stir up some interesting situations.
That's
because
huge.
People actually have to spend time with their loved ones, and a lot of people, not a lot of people, but a good percentage of people don't often do that. So, I mean, there's some good to come out of that as well.
Right. No, that is huge, dude. That's for real. It's probably the biggest part. You're not the first person to say that. I heard that on Rogan's podcast too. He was talking about how him and his family, everybody's just spending so much more time with their family, playing fucking board games, doing shit they never do. Hell, I'm so glad that this fucking coronavirus happened, because this put a firecracker in my ass to start the Young Blood podcast, guys. And, you know, I really would, like, I don't think I can say I would have done it without the coronavirus. And I'm so happy that I did this. It's brought me, my friends, my peers, and in some way, shape, or form, the community together in a small way. And I really hope that this does continue to grow, that my viewers continue to listen, and that my friends really continue to want to come on this show. And I can't thank Kelsey enough for coming on today. It was our longest and our best podcast that we've had thus far. And I really can't give Camden Sutton enough credit here. Camden, what's your Instagram handle? Let's toss it out here. Say it to me. I'll say it on the mic. __ NED MAC _ NeedMac, ladies and gentlemen, and that is my video production manager, Camden Sutton. He fucking kills it. He did an absolutely phenomenal job on today's podcast, and again, his fucking dumbass is getting all my ad revenue for today.
Should we throw a face to the name or keep it a secret?
Camden, he's gonna keep it a secret for now.
We're gonna keep it a secret.
I'm sure he's gonna come on the show.
Should be continued on
and
that.
those of you who have seen the show and know me know who the fuck Camden Sutton is. And if you don't, get to know the guy. He's pretty fucking cool. Kelsey, is there anything that you want to throw out here on this before I end the podcast?
No, I mean, appreciate you letting me have my first time in your house, you know?
Well, you were saying to me, man, like, you and every other guest that I've had have done nothing but say thank you at the end of my podcast. And that is what I strive for. That is what we're going for here at the Young Blood Podcast. Like, we really, we're a podcast for Boise locals, by Boise locals, for people around town, man. Like, this is really fucking, I enjoy
Look at
doing
this.
this.
The glass I'm drinking out of supporting local Bitter Creek
Literally,
Ale House, you know what I'm saying?
We
like,
are indeed.
down to the details.
I am drinking out of the same glass
Oh,
here,
yeah.
Bitter Creek Ale House. I support
Supporting our
local.
neighbors.
This back here, I got this from Silly Birch at a raffle at the employee party for the employee New Year's gig. You know, that was from the liquor reps there. They did an awesome job on that. This right here is Benjamin Cordorzo's local artist, and this right here is actually another local artist. I will put the description and his Instagram in there. Super killer fucking art. He's actually my favorite artist around town. He works at Mulligan's. Super badass. I'll make sure to throw his Instagram in there as well. Another shout out I did want to give on top of the barber shout out I gave earlier, Cassidy Neighbors. She is my graphic design queen. She has done a phenomenal job at designing my logo, at designing my album cover, and also designing my cover for YouTube. She's killed the game. She's an awesome job, and she also did the artwork over at Victory Greens, as far as I know. I learned that from DeAndre, actually. I didn't learn that from her. So DeAndre, one of the people on my podcast, had my graphic designer do work for him as well. So she's super killer. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about that, you can message me on my YouTube Messenger. You can also message me on Instagram Messenger at yb.podcast at Instagram. Again, I'm also on TikTok, all those platforms, guys. I've worked really fucking hard to get on all these platforms because that's what people care about. That's what they watch. That's what they want. Don't do it for me. I do it for you. Again, we talked about Treasure Valley Barber Company. We got Camden Sutton at NeedMac _NEDMAC on Instagram. And then we got Kelsey Keck over here. His Instagram handle. Let's throw it out for y'all out here.
Let's see what we got here. I don't even know.
Kelsey.Keck.
No, it is is it?
I'm pretty fucking sure.
I believe it is Keck.Kelsey.
Oh, fucking A.
KECK.KELSEY.
Alright, guys, we got Kelsey Keck on the podcast today, and this was episode number 9. Thank you guys for tuning in. Enjoy the ad at the end of the show. It's talking about how we have local ad space available for local ads here in Boise. I'm accepting ad space for anybody, but I really do want to try to keep this a local podcast for us Boise locals. Again, guys, thanks for tuning in, and this has been the show.